Hello, everybody. Welcome. Hello and welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us here. We are in West Palm Beach. Brand new update just installed. Not only do we have... Oops, that's not what I wanted. Not only do we have the new Sim Update 10 up and running, but we also have the Fenix A320 update that came out. So lots of updates. I also updated my graphics drivers, but that wasn't updated today. Just I was behind on that. So we've got all new look and hopefully some fresh frames for you. This is actually payware, believe it or not. West Palm Beach, KPBI, and it's pretty terrible. The jetways don't work. The lines don't line up. There's no number. The signs aren't here. It's pretty terrible. And I paid for it, so that's on me. So don't buy the scenery. But we do have payware scenery for the for Providence that we're going to, which I'm excited to check out. Sounds are different. There's a hum. I don't know if you guys can hear that. There is a humming noise that wasn't here before. There's something here that wasn't here before. We're gonna try to get things going and see what's different, what's new. I did some run-throughs of the new update for a video that I'm hopefully gonna release tomorrow. That's new. The brightness is starting up there. So that's something to consider. All right, so Providence, JFK. Hope you're all doing well. Thanks for joining in. I know last minute stream, a lot of things happened. I thought I was going to stream earlier today, and obviously we did not. We're here now. That's all that matters. You'll notice the text when it moves around. That's a new change with the NVIDIA settings. Ice cold in the house. What's up, man? Who am I today? I am JetBlue 1288. Hope you're home. Hope you got your you're in your lazy boy. Tighty whities on, ready for a couple hours of high quality entertainment here. Did I align there? Did not. So if you pay close attention, you'll notice the text when it changes. You'll notice it's definitely in the MCP. When the text changes, it kind of like fades. It doesn't instantly disappear like it used to. That's a setting with the NVIDIA. Oh, that's really not bright at all. Huh, interesting. Just got home from the gym, ready to be lazy for a while.
Woohoo!
Wait, that's not it.
No, thank you.
Nope, that's not it.
Fitness.
There we go. Did I request the wins? I did. Good. All right, we're on to the next page. Oh, it's this bug. They didn't fix this one, or this is a introduced bug. I'm not sure. Where it kind of like thinks we're already up in the air. Not a big deal. It's not what it's supposed to be doing. ZT, what's up, man? Lazy boy. What do I look like? I made of pennies here? Sorry. Stoop. Concrete. Acid balance. Load, dismiss. All right, 11 point. The fuel should already be in here. Yeah, it already calculates that. So we just need to put in 57.5, 30.3. There we go. Let's connect to VATSIM before I put in my stuff here. If there's an ATC controller on, then obviously 1288 is who I am, right? 1288. Yes. How are you, ZT? Hope all is well. No, that's the Bahamas, right? Don't believe that's me. I don't believe he controls me. Slides 2 to lens. Departure 10 left. Slides 2 to lens. Yeah, so you can definitely see like the text. It's kind of annoying. I mean, it's not annoying. It's like, I wouldn't quite go as far as say it's annoying, but it's noticeable. And it's a detraction, certainly. Landing, I forgot where they're landing. 2-3. ILS 2-3. It's the Jordan 2, correct? Yep. Hampton transition. Insert. And perf. Good old Miami Oceanic. That's who they is. They don't control me, then. Pretty sure I'm on my own. Sync. Kind of funny they're on, but not Miami Center. I mean, I'm never surprised that Miami Center is not online, because Miami Center is one of those RTACs, just like, they have minimal staffing, clearly. I do what I want. So, yeah, supervisor, yeah, no, this guy who controls in Zid told me I could do whatever I want, so it's all good. I think this was 58. 9. Close. Hawks, I feel the MFS growing on you. Good. Good. 149 with 51. Hawks, so far so good. No crashes. My daughter actually was playing in it earlier. Like, I want to fly the airplane. All right, sure. I'm doing some work anyway. I got your major ground certificate. Woo! I'm down to push the chaos for Across the Pond East. Congratulations. How are you, Hawks? That's a lot of nuts. I don't need to hear whoever's muffling their voice. Good. Doing well. Good to hear. Good to hear. Let's go upstairs. Turn on the switches. That looks good. That looks good. What the? Oh, the brightness. Okay, so that's definitely a change. I thought something was broken. Very interesting. Altimeter. I knew I forgot something in here. I'm like, I usually go to the MCP first, and I did not do that. Hallahan in the house. Welcome, sir. 29904. We're going up to 33. So you can see here, do you see when I move the numbers around, how it is very blurry? But if it's a zoomed out thing. If I zoom in, now watch. The numbers are fine. It's something, it's the NVIDIA setting with DLSS or whatever. And yeah. So something to keep in mind. I do like this is a little more realism in the house with the brightness, you know, adds a little je ne sais quoi. I have no idea why landing here. Hold on a second. All my I let my daughter use this, and all things are in the wrong position. Whoa!
When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside.
Hallahan with the 2 months already? Has it really been 2 months? That song. You don't like the song? I love the song. Everything's messed up over here. This is gonna be Hawks, I broke it. Yeah, it's a DLSS known issue at the moment. Yeah, that's fine. I can live with it. This is on, oh, Hawks. We'll be fine, right, Hawks? I'm not restarting the sim. We're doing it live. Thank you, Hallahan. For 2 months, you are the Hotchmania to Sheed. Wait a minute, I got the analogy wrong. You are to this channel as Hotchmania is to Sheed's channel, because I was the OG back then with that. This is the new update for the Phoenix. Yes, indeed. Yes. Yes, this is the new update. Fresh. We'll go through the change log when we get up in the air. Ooh, this is new. I don't know what this does, but that's new. Company message, load sheet. Okay, good. APU bleeds on. Amen. Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it. Although I should remember that not everyone who subscribes is necessarily in the channel. This would capture anybody who subscribes, so something to keep in mind. All right, let's get going out of here. Ground services. Boop, boop. Fix this yet? Yeah, looks like it's fixed. Cool. There's no ATC on. Ooh, Jax is on, so we'll be talking to them, but they don't control us. We're still in Miami's airspace here. Connect the tug, please. Excuse me. Couldn't read the ECAS. What error did I get? Oh, well, this one is up here because this is not Phoenix. This is on me. Before I started the sim, Hawks, in my Raw throttle quadrant, the gear thing was in the wrong position, so it's now messed up. It should be okay. When we take off, it should be okay. Oops, what did I do? But before that, there were other issues. I think we're good. All right, release the parking brake. Start her up. Push back. Nobody's here, right? Not even paying attention. Nobody's in West Palm. Who the hell would fly out of West Palm Beach? What a beautiful sunset, though. Look at that. Rusty, what's up, man? Welcome, welcome, welcome. My parking brake off? Yes. Extremely slow. Turning 2. Sometimes it'll throw real-world fault at... Yes, correct. I have seen that. This is not one of those, I don't think. Sorry, work messaging me. Yeah, pause notifications. There we go. All right, we good now. One is good. Slam into anything? Nope, we're good there. And parking brake back on. Stop. Go away, Tug. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Flaps 1, max on. Switch that back. APU can come off. So we'll go through all the changes when we get up in the air. I just want to get the plane going here. Updates coming fast and furious today, for reals, dude. And we're still waiting for... Ooh, that's new. Prediction. That's this thing. Did you see that, Hawks? The predictable weather, whatever. This little switch thing is working now. So we got a lot of stuff out there. And it's busy. All right, so I need the chart up because I do not. I'm pulling up my other screen. We're running 1-0 left here in West Palm. This is payware scenery. It is probably the worst payware scenery in Microsoft Flight Simulator that I've encountered personally. I do not recommend it. I mean, I really hate the condo default buildings, but sounds are new. Or updated. But this scenery is not worth more than about $2. You should see the Boston scenery that's on the marketplace. Oh, really? 1-0 left. Could have made a little bit of it. We'll still make the shortcut. In the famous words of Dr. Zoidberg. I'm going to do another check here. Jack Center's on. This is Miami Oceanics. They don't control us. I think we're good. Predicted wind shear, right? Yeah, whatever that is. Whatever that thing is. I remember that from the Flight Factor in X-Plane. Hey, Rue. By the way, I'm sorry, Rue. I didn't see you before. Windows Update 11 today? Oh, I didn't get that one in. I missed that update. New X-Plane 12 beta version. Oh, really? I didn't even bother looking at X-Plane. Is X-Plane still a thing? But sorry. I feel like that was the Three Stooges thing before Futurama. No. Well, no. The Three Stooges thing is when Homer spins on the ground. It goes. Wait, no. Maybe that is the same thing. Wait. In my mind, they're different sounds. Hold on a second. I'm trying to rectify it. This is very important stuff. West Palm traffic, JetBlue Airways crossing runway 14 at Bravo 2, West Palm. Hold on. No, I'm going to play this. We're going to have to go to, like, YouTube, although I got to cross this runway. I swear, when he spins around on the ground, that's the Three Stooges. And then when Dr. Zoidberg leaves, doesn't he do a different sound? Am I wrong on that? Where's Hawks? He knows this. That's Zoidberg? Okay, maybe I'm getting the sounds wrong in my head. What's new with the Phoenix update? Mr. Carlson, great question. We're actually going to look at it once we get up in the air, the changelog. A couple things I've noticed so far. The panels are by default when you get into cold and dark. We'll give a little more speed here. We're going really slow. when you're in cold and dark, the panels are by default all turned down brightness, which is very similar to the Flight Factor A320, if you're familiar with that, where basically you have to turn the brightness up on the screens in order to see anything. The sound pack seems to be different. I am noticing much more, much louder noises in the cockpit. This button, whatever this thing is down here, it actually works now. So there's that. Your last video said I still need to use X-Plane 12, and now you're talking like it doesn't exist. Are you just making videos for the clickbait? Next question, please. The whoop 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 is the Zoidberg scuttle, correct? But Homer he spins on the ground, which is a direct ripoff of the Three Stooges. But what is that one? Hold on a second. You can do this while we're taxing. YouTube. Homer Simpson spinning on the floor. Maybe it is the same sound. Hold on, here we go. I'm pulling it up.
All right, Homer. You can have the dental plan on one condition. You must resign as head of the union. Smithers, I'm beginning to think that Homer Simpson was not the brilliant tactician I thought he was.
I think that should be our new sub sound. Alahan, should we get rid of Real American and make that our sub sound? Well, Matt Groening made both, correct. Yeah. Woo! But then what's the Zoidberg sound? Let's do it live. Hold on, I gotta take off. West Palm traffic, JetBlue 1288, departing runway 10 left, West Palm. The joystick did not want to turn there. All right, here we go. What a sunset, though. And the sunset's behind us, but here we go. Oh yeah, the sounds are deeper. Airspeed's alive. Oh, I forgot to do the one. Oh, ice. Dr. Zoidberg messed us up. 80 knots, check. Lots of terrain. 1-1, no changes. B blue, well, 1 blue, 2 blue. B1 rotate. Check left, check right. 3, checklist complete. Hawks, there's a lot of messages on my screen. What happened? Positive rate, you're up. Goodbye, West Palm Beach. Couple beers, no beers. Autopilot on, aka sheet mode on. All right, they're all gone, Hawks. We fixed it. I don't know what you did back there, Hawks, but thank you. Hawks fixed everything. Everything's fine now. All right, I'm gonna bring the noise down a little bit. Still sliding all over the runway. Yeah, that was I know that I actually, if I'm not mistaken, good fixins. When it comes to, thank you for adjusting your name. If I'm not mistaken, in the patch notes for Microsoft Flight Simulator, they said they added the ability to fix the sliding all over the runway, but aircraft have to fix it themselves. Correct. Devs have access. So correct. So it wouldn't be fixed like right now. Maybe the next update. Look at that. Look at that departure right there. Climb. You can definitely see the changes related to the what is that? DLSS, DSS, whatever that thing is. When the text changes, you notice it being very blurry. Hiller, we're gonna take a look at the Phoenix update in just a second. Let's making the turn here. But yes, there's a new update, which is what we're running right now. One of the major changes, the sound pack has definitely changed, and some new buttons are now no longer in op. DLSS, Deep Learning Super Sampling. There's more ambient sound for sure at this point. All right, clip flaps. We're on a direct, right? Yeah, we're good. All right, so what is new in the aircraft? You're all wondering. What a time to be alive. Indeed. Are the startup sounds better now? Yeah, I mean, in general, yes. It's louder in the cockpit. True. This is the high quality entertainment you all come here for. Oh god. Oh god. Okay, we're good. Everything's fine. All right, so here's the updates. Number 1, fix the livery manager launch issue and admin permissions. Number 2, virtualize CDU engine identity. Hawks, can you translate what that means? I have no idea. 3, do not allow named with slashes as pilots waypoints to prevent invalid entries and new waypoints. Oh, God. Okay, I'm not doing that. Yep. Put me to sleep as well. Fix issue with constant mock segments appearing clearing too soon. Fixed optimal altitude showing more than certified max altitude. Fixed GB. This one. No, that's not, I don't even know what that is. Inhibit engine oil. Expose elevator trim motor. Oh, God. Communicate seatbelt signs. State to SIM connect. Allow non-ILS approaches to activate with dual RA failure. Fix constraint labels missing in plan mode if IRS not fully aligned. Adjusted range change for baro minimums. Fully reset error on quick align. Fixed, I don't know what that is. Fixed new waypoint return. Blah, blah, blah. What's new? What you guys like make like awesome? Improved auto land failure logic. Revised logic for auto land. Okay. Fixed rudder. Whoa! Hallahan coming in with the dono. Thank you, Hallahan. Appreciate it. Resident sleeper. Enabled new Fenix idle descend formula. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the descend formula is the new VNAV path. That's better? Maybe? Question mark? Use a Diru speed as input for auto flight. I don't know what that is. Increase gear gravity extend speed. Okay. Fix a few issues, clean up the logs, freeze bug, blah, 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 blah. I'm looking for things that, like, actually people might find sort of interesting. A lot of these are just bug fixes. Holy bug fix, Batman. I'm going to do a 20-minute video tomorrow, and I'm just going to read off the change log. See how long people can, wowie wow wow. See what here is like kind of interesting. Oh, fixed VNAV not respecting altitude constraints in certain scenarios. That's good. Oh my God! Wow, were they sitting on a lot of bug fixes? Oh my God! Added approach idle. Sorry. Ox is sending me private messages. Thanks, Hawks. I don't know what this is. This could be spam. You don't have access to the link. Hawks, your link doesn't work. It says I don't have access. Hawks, great guy. Super helpful. Terrible copy and paster. 0 out of 10. Well, he sent me a link, but I can't get it. All right, completely new engine sound set. That's a big one right there. Click spots have now been completely overhauled to improve behavior and accuracy. Default pilot camera now has a higher FOV. Ooh, wait a minute. Yes, it does. So, I don't know. I forgot what... Before it was like that or something like... I'm exaggerating, but it was like that. And I had set my custom camera to be this. Now the default... is this. No, Hawks, I hate joining Discords. I join like 3 Discords and that's it. And beyond that, what is this witchcraft? How are you, sir? All right, so anyway, there's that. Oxygen mask panel covers now closed when the cockpit... parking, brake, handle animation is now more realistic. Oh, man, we could have look at the parking brake. Someone remind me when we get to Providence to check the parking brake handle animation. Fixed hole inside of its trim wheel. Captain FO seats are not going to adjust. Woo! We can adjust the seats. Hold on. Hang on. How do we adjust the seats? Noah, move up your seat. Noah? How do you... Seat positions can now be adjusted. Ow. Make it so, number one. Not doing anything. Can I change Noah's seat? What does that do? Ah! Look at that. Hey! Oh! Hey! Oh! Oh, for Noah. We got to move it all the way forward. And we need... does anyone have any yellow pages? He needs 2 yellow page books to sit on. And then he needs some blocks for his feet, please. Does it have lumbar? Hang on. Yeah, Noah, if it was up to Noah, this thing goes all the way back for his nappy nap. No, it does not appear to have lumbar. No lumbar support. Wait. No, that's that thing. Negative on the lumbar, sir. Beep, beep. What does this do? Ooh. Good news, Noah. You don't need the yellow pages anymore. All the way up. All the way forward. Beep, 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 beep. There you go. There's the Noah setting right there. Perfect for him. These don't actually do anything. Captain FOC. Change color of pedestal floodlights. Oh my god. Hawks is sending me a novel. Let me make sure they're not in Jacksonville yet. Oh wait, you know we should probably... Noah! We're at 18,000 feet. Why are we climbing so slow? Good lord. EFB. Yeah, I don't care. VR. Hey, Plato. What's up, man? That's probably for the best. The yellow pages are pretty flimsy these days. You need to turn on Discord streamer mode. Yeah, I know. Sorry, it's Hawks. He's sending me a novel over here. I will check it out later, Hawks. Thank you. Appreciate it. Love you. Fixed touchdown smoke. Ooh. Added external showcase cameras. Really? So wait, if we go... Ooh, that's a new one.
Fitness.
That's a new one. Ooh.
Fitness. Fitness.
Yeah, I like it. Some of these are good. I like this one's kind of interesting. I like that one. That one is my favorite right there. That's a screenshot. Oh, baby. Also, I just noticed the lights are still on. Hold on a second. Turn that light on. 10,000 feet, Noah. Light's got to come off, man. Boop. CP Jam indeed. Where is CP?
Before takeoff checklist, flaps are 1,
I
1,
legit
1, 1,
didn't
1,
want to click on that.
1 VC's flex temp, 128, 128, 131, flex 68, check for 829, pitch trim is 0,
my God,
check
it's
flight
so
controls, check
long.
flight directors 1, FT2, you can take a memo, take a blue, departure changes, no changes, take a brief is off 29, schools 2, nav checks out, 20 is the initial,
I got it.
lots of terrain,
Lots of terrain.
come back will be the Isla Zulu 1-1 and the secondary.
1-1 secondary.
Complete camera crew advice packs are on.
Packs are on. Camera crew.
Or takeoff check is complete.
Check left.
Clear left.
Clear right.
Clear right.
All right, good. I really got to like hit a button over there. Lotus, what are your early impressions? Any meaningful performance increase if you turn on DLSS? Yes, I turn on DLSS. I've had that on. It's going to be interesting. Unfortunately, I'm not at a field. I did some testing earlier in New York, which is be a field where you get a lot of performance hits, and I was mostly getting above 30 frames, which is good. Is there a way to change your name? The way that most people do it. I'm not like hot micing this entire time, right? Okay, I'm not. The way that you could do it, I don't know if you can change your name, but you could just add a new account. Killer, my GPU is below the video. Like, if you scroll down below the description, I have it listed over there, but I have a 2080. You do through your Google profile, right? Or you could just create a new account. It's actually really easy to do that. You click on your name in the top right, and then there's like, it's a different view from me over here. But you can also, there's a couple ways to change it. You can also make a YouTube creator account or something like that, right? And that's what some people have done. I know that a lot of people have done that, where they basically create a secondary account under your main account, and in that one, it can be like Rue said, you make it, you know, good fixins, and then you'll be able to keep your normal name otherwise. What case about the FPS? So far, it's been really good. I'll show you right now. We're doing general options. Where are we here? Developer on. Don't read too much into that. Go back, resume. I mean, I've got 48 frames on my wing view. In the cockpit, 50, which is really good. 53 up top. I mean, we're up in the air. We're not on the ground. There's, like, no terrain near us. 60 almost, depending on where you look. So, you know, you would expect the best performance up here, and this is certainly indicative of that. I feel like we're doing pretty darn good there. So, hello, Bennett. What did the Fenix update include? The Fenix update includes a number of, like, a lot of bug fixes, and there's the sound pack has been updated as well. There's new sounds. They've added new showcase cameras. I'm trying to find stuff like you guys would all notice that. Heat blur exhaust effect now fades out 160 knots. I mean, there's a ton of stuff. And they rewrote a lot of modeling, which is adjusted ground effect, changed spoiler effectiveness, rewrote engine thrust modeling. So there's, I mean, this is the change log. There is a lot of changes. And they've been holding on to this for quite a while because they were waiting for Sim Update 10. But there are a lot of fixes here. Now, I'm going to... checking who's on here. We're good for right now. What I want to do is check what Hawks had sent me, because evidently there's a more watered down version that explains that, man, I don't know if the climb profile is just weird, but we are climbing super slow, or we're extremely heavy. All right, so what Hawks sent me, this update is a fairly large and expansive one. Even the short description is long. Oh, nose wheel steering has been... All right, so they've redone nose wheel steering, which might explain why I wasn't able to turn before. Not very well, anyway. He really wrote like 35 paragraphs. All right, Hawks, that was... I'm going to have to read this later on. Bennett, really hyped for the A310. I think a lot of people are, yeah. That's definitely... I think it's definitely flying under the radar currently, but it's supposed to be coming out, what, November? Which is not that far away. It's only about 2 months from now. Would you say the update helped with the frames? Absolutely. I haven't seen yet, like, Bennett, like the... I think we all saw that article, was it yesterday? Or 2 days ago? That, like, you know, with the new... you know, like double the frames, but it's definitely gotten better. I mean, how much better? I don't have a good benchmark that I could really put that in there, but it's certainly it seems much smoother. In my initial testing, I think it's definitely an upgrade. I think the only downside I've found so far is watch the heading numbers over here. See how they're like fading instead of changing? Like they should look like this. What you should expect is what it looks like here, right? But when I zoom out, or normal zoom, I should say.
Woohoo! In your face, Milwaukee!
Edda, thank you for the follow, man. So, that one weird channel, what's up, man? Flying from Minneapolis to Orlando. Nice. Are you in VATSIM, or are you flying offline? Can you be the Blackwidow to my Spider-Man? Yes. Look at that sunset, though. Just wish we had like an extra hour of this. Oh, wait, we can. I could just back it up. Go back to 6:30. I don't want it to be nighttime yet. Yeah, no, absolutely, Hawks. I'm gonna have to like really sift through the changes here. I mean, they've fixed a lot of things in the Phoenix, and Phoenix have been holding back the update for a while because they haven't had an update since June, if you can believe that. So, you're too scared to fly on VATSIM? Well, I wouldn't say you should do it now, but you should give it a try. Honestly, it's flying on VATSIM is it is one of the best things I ever did. Like, I'm so glad I did it. It was scary at first. I remember the first flight I did, Weird Channel. I don't say petrified, but I was really nervous. I was really like, it was not a good feeling, right? I freely admit that. But then after about 4 or 5 flights on VATSIM, I really got more comfortable with it. And it changes the dynamic of flight sim in ways you can't imagine. It just makes it so much more fun, especially during events or just when there's a lot of pilots on. It really does a good job. Yeah, absolutely. And your mentality is exactly the right one to have. Like, you're coming at it like you don't want to be a bother, and I'm the same way. So to that point, you start off small and you go on VATSIM in the middle of the day or something, and you do a flight where there's like, a controller on that doesn't much traffic, and kind of build from there. How do you get rid of the blue thing when we go over the buttons? Oh, Augusto, you've got to go in your settings. I believe it is. I can't do this very long. It's under general options. I think it's accessibility. Yeah, turn all these off. Instrument name tooltips, instrument description tooltips, cockpit interaction system legacy. You want these settings over here. Turn all this stuff off. Every time I go in the menus, it pauses me on the network, which I'm not supposed to do. Plata, even if you were to try to pay attention, you'll be better than half the pilots on frequency. Exactly. Tubes, it is Wednesday, my dudes. We are here, Tubes. Yes, it is Wednesday. Listen, there's no Sheed, so I'm trying to pick up the slack for all you guys. Listen, Hallahan demands a lot more live streams, so here we are. And turn off the lock mode. Yes. You're very welcome, Augusto. So we should have ATC here in a minute. We're going to go through Jacksonville. Where are we? Let's see. Hallahan doing his usual chat and screw. Exactly. All right, that's so we go. Actually, I guess I forgot where we were. But we're going to hit Jacksonville airspace in a little while, but I thought we were going more like this way. We're cutting off some of that, so we won't get in there for a little bit. But it looks like we've got, for right now, Jacksonville Center, and who's on Boston right now? Josh is on. Nice. Hopefully they'll be on when we get into Providence. It's going to be a little while, but, it is what it is. But the changes so far, look, Hallahan's already asleep. He came in here, and listen, the guy donated $1, so I'm not going to poo-poo him that much, but he came in here. He ragged on the sub sound because he had a resub coming. Then he donated money. He made fun of Hawks, and then he went to bed. And that's it. It is past his bedtime. It is indeed, yes. What time is it now? 7:30. Oh, this is exactly... Oh, I just got a text message from PayPal Help Team ID MA6BP2WP. My PayPal has been hacked. Oh, no.
In your face, Milwaukee!
Augusto, thank you for for subscribing, buddy. To restore your account, click below, and the website goes to builder.webbymaker.com. That seems legit. Totally legit. Unbelievable. People fall for that. Can someone sub so I can hear the new sounds? He's already asleep, Tubes. And by the way, Tubes, he hates the sub sound. Like, really. He cannot stand it. Oh, so here's what we were trying to figure out. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. We were trying to figure out so the sound of Homer Simpson spinning versus Homer Dr. Zoid. Yeah, there. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right, let's see here.
Imbecile.
Zoidberg is the same sound. All right. I never really put two and two together, but the Dr. Zoidberg and Homer spinning are exactly the same sound. It's confirmed now. Oh, well. Now go find the Stooges. Oh, the Stooges are definitely. I knew that. I knew that Homer was ripping off the Stooges a while ago. YouTube. Stooges. Spinning on the floor. There it is. It's much. All right, Homer's is much more pronounced. I would say if I had a different one.
So sweet, so crisp.
Oh, no, that's a Wendy's ad. I subbed, but I didn't get a pop-up. Really? Just now? Did you sub or did you become a member? It's very easy to confuse the two.
Please give us another chance. We're living in the box.
No.
We're not briefing me.
Wait, hold on. It doesn't even.
Housing for
I don't know. It's very loud. I just donated $200. In fact, you subbed 5 minutes ago. That's strange because we have gotten like Augusto subbed. I don't know. I don't know why that wouldn't work. Thank you though. I'm sure Tubes the $200 thing is just being processed by the same guy who sent me that my PayPal was hacked. You know, probably the same dude. Just looking it over, making sure it's okay. No worries. Yeah, and the so we looked at the Fenix update, but the where's the change log? Microsoft Flight Simulator Sim Update 10 release notes 9 hours ago. Here we go. All right, so here's what's changed here. Various improvements have been worked on DX12 around stability, performance, and memory usage, but DirectX 12 is not yet available. So remember this. Please note our memory allocated for DirectX 12 will only be activated for NVIDIA graphic card users once the new driver is available. Other graphics cards are going to benefit, so which I don't have. DirectX 12 support is currently. This is going to be really the big. DirectX 12 is going to be the big difference maker going forward, but we're not quite there yet. YouTube can't member bomb you, really? Oh, because you're on your phone. Yeah, it doesn't let you to do. I don't think you guys can donate. You can't give out memberships if you're on your phone, but you can do it on the PC. You can now add secondary windows on the left and right sides of your main window to enlarge your view. This is pretty cool. On my gaming PC, I only have one monitor, but this would be helpful for a lot of people. NVIDIA DLSS is really this is probably one of the big ones. So what you want to do, guys, for NVIDIA, if you have an NVIDIA card and you have a recent one, I'd say what is it, 2000 series and newer? You go to General Options, Graphics, and it's right here under Anti-Aliasing. NVIDIA DLSS is what you want. YouTube is not a streaming platform. Changed my mind. Says the guy who we're literally streaming right now. JPace, since Phoenix did an update, did PMDG do an update to 7.3? I don't believe so. I am not aware that they have done one today, JPace. But PMDG has been releasing more regular updates than Phoenix has. I never claimed to be smart. The G1000 NXI is now the default G1000, which is pretty helpful if you fly in general aviation. There's a new low power mode. All this stuff is pretty much boring. Nobody cares. Several crashes fixed. Blah blah blah. Added gust to live weather. aerodynamic pressure and air density to debug data. This is interesting. Per feedback, turbulence and drafts have been reduced by 90%.
In your face, Milwaukee!
Arrow Chris, thank you for subscribing, buddy. Thank you. Turbulence and drafts have been reduced by 90% at 0 knots wind speed, 50% at 1 knot wind speed. No change above 3 knots. So I guess when there was no wind, there was way too much wind, I guess, is what they're trying to say. Yeah, there's a lot of changes to the VFR maps. Anything else interesting? One other thing they did that's kind of interesting, it's not, you won't see it yet, but they made fixes or opened up. There's a couple things that probably are noteworthy that we haven't talked about. One is that they opened up
In your face, Milwaukee!
Thank you for subscribing. They opened up the ability for developers to work on the ground friction. So the way that your plane wheels come in contact with the ground and how much you slide or not slide, that's now adjustable. Also, in Sim Update 10, the premium aircraft are now unlocked. So the 787, the SR22, and there are others, can now be modded, which means that we might actually get someone to fix those planes, because obviously a Sobo is not going to do it. DirectX 12 was unplayable for me in Sim Update 9, but I'll try 10 now. Yeah, I'm not sure that, honestly, Tubes, I mean, listen, I could be wrong on this. I don't know if there's any reason to turn on some DirectX 12 right now. You should definitely turn on DLSS, but I don't think there's any real reason to turn on. It's not really there yet. Call me wrong. Call me crazy. Ian, what's up, man? So I had no idea you were streaming. Yeah, no, it was a last-minute thing. I wish I could give you guys more heads up on when I'm going live and whatnot, but today was just a let's give it a try kind of thing, and here we are. But we have the new Fenix update, the new Sim Update 10 update. I've not, knock on wood, I've not had any crashes. Things have been going pretty well with that, so I'm not worried about that at all. And it's good. I mean, I was really concerned that they would fix a bunch of things and break a bunch of things. So far, the only negative that I have seen is related to the NVIDIA DLSS setting with the numbers, with this. Watch the heading and watch how the numbers fade instead of change. That's a really minor thing, but it's worth noting there. Hawks is getting more stable frames with 12 on my rig. With 12, oh, with DX12. Interesting. Tubes, I wouldn't believe Hawk. I wouldn't trust Hawks, but you know, you do you. Any idea why my Phoenix sounds are non-existent? Play sounds like on a Tesla on takeoff. Zankid, have you updated your Phoenix? There's a new update that just came out like an hour or two ago, and the sounds are way more noticeable. And I crank up the LOD to 200. Oh, wait a minute. Hawk, listen, the Hawks that I knew never said to put LOD on 200. All right. 200, that's crazy talk right there. That's a lot of LOD. And they also, I love that they fixed, let me see if I can move it. Default camera view is now this. You can actually, it's actually a useful camera view. I had to, this was my overridden camera view there. So that's really helpful. Yeah, Zankit, brand new update. So the sounds are way better. The sounds are deeper, and you hear more of it in the cockpit than before. So goodbye to the Tesla sounds. You're back to normal ones there. So got to taste my new brew today. Nice, very nice. Hallahan has returned, Tubes. It's a miracle. It's deeper in the cockpit. That's what she said? What kind of beer is it, Hawks? Are we talking a Pilsner? Are we talking a IPA? Are we talking a cider? We reached Jacksonville yet? Oh, DC Center's on too. So we'll have at least half the flight with air traffic control on now. Wine cooler. Listen, Hallahan, the guy thinks that deep dish pizza is amazing. So, and thinks it's pizza. I wouldn't put it past him. Made a nut brown ale All right. Write your jokes here. Sure, it's nice. A nice spritzer. You know what, Ice? If there's the wine cooler, I could see Hawks drinking. Spritzer seems a little too bougie for him. So Hawks is our beer baron. Is that what I'm understanding? He brews his beers and then sends them up in bowling balls, so that the prohibition dude can't find him. My favorite part of that episode, Hallahan, is when whatever the guy's name is, the prohibition guy. He's like, "You're out there." He's like looking out the horizon, and he goes, "You're out there somewhere, beer baron. I'll find you." And you hear in the distance, "No, you won't." I only like spritz in my cookies. That's what she said. I like it. It's a classic line. Tubes is also a home brewer. On hiatus, this became apparent. Yeah, I feel like that's like everything in life, right? You're like, oh, I'll get back to that stuff. It's like movies, hobbies. Well, movies, like we barely ever go to movies anymore. Eating out, you kind of get back into eventually because you're just like, screw it. Let everybody hear them crying. I don't care. Yes, I will. Hey, Tanner. Welcome. We are testing out the new Fenix A320 update, as well as the Sim Update 10. And so far, so good. I really like the sounds. I think they've done a nice job with that. I always said the fly-by-wire sounds were better. I preferred them. I still think they're better. Wait, does this make a sound now? No. Okay. That is a very deeply satisfying sound in the fly-by-wire. It makes a ka-chunk. It's really good. Anyway, but the sounds are better in the Fenix, so it has gotten better. It's just not quite, you know, fly-by-wire level. I'm just monitoring this because this thing does a bad. vPilot rarely pops up when you get a message to contact me. Where are we here? We're gonna contact him now. Jacksonville Center is on 135925. 135. Whoa! Oh my God! I almost blew out my eardrums. Jesus.
When it comes crashing down, let it hurt this side.
Zankit, thank you for becoming a member, my friend. You blew up my eardrums because I had the sounds up from the other sound thing we were trying to figure out. But thank you, my friend. Thank you. Welcome. Enjoy your benefits. 135925. There you go, Tubes. Tubes was angling to hear the sounds, and now we've got it for him. All right, who am I? 1288. 1000. Wait, did I get it? Jacksonville Center, good evening. JetBlue 1288, flight level 330, approaching the Ozina waypoint from the south.
JetBlue 1288, Jacksonville Center, Squawk 1075.
Squawk 1075, JetBlue 1288. That's all good, Zanky. It's my bad.
JetBlue 1288, radar contact 5 south of Ozina, maintain flight level 330.
Maintain 330, 1288. I had the sounds up too high, but thank you, Zanky. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. We heard that one last time. That was no. That was different too. Oh, well, yes and no. It's new. I don't know how new, but I mean, so if you guys don't know, we used to have sound effects for the subscribers, the members, and evidently the good people at the World Wrestling Entertainment Company did not like the fact that we were using those sounds. So I have cheap ripoffs now of those sounds. Because that way I can't get hit by those people. And actually last live stream we did, I did not get any DMCA hits on that. So I think we're good. Although we might get hit now from Disney, Hallahan, because we used the Simpsons clips in here. So I don't know.
Alright, a couple people calling. Delta 932, Jacksonville Center, Squawk 1021.
1021, any box, Delta 932.
Oh, I see. All right, now I understand. I'm like, what are Tubes and Hawks talking about here? Have you found an Ass Man song? I'm an Ass Man. Is there a cover? There must be a cover to that one. Hold on. Oh, what can we use it for? Like, what's the alert?
1337, runway 29er, taxi via Alpha, cross runway 23.
No, that's definitely not the.
29er via Alpha, cross 23, Delta 1337.
Thank you, Zankid. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. It's good to have you here. You know, we're trying to do our own thing. You know, kind of growing here. Got some good community of people. Everything I says we should use it for. We'll take it. It's all good. It's all good, Tubes. I just didn't know what you guys were talking about. Oh, I found one. It's a cover featuring James Hetfield and Brian May. All right, this could ruin. No, I think we're good. This guy only has 300 subscribers. I don't think he's going to hit me with his instrumental mix. I can add my own. Hold on. We can do this one. Hold on. Here comes a YouTube ad, I'm sure. Oh, hold on. Stop it. Back. I'm an ass man. Yeah, I'm an ass man. I love to love him. I love to kick him. I love to shove him. Oh my God, these lyrics are terrible. I love to flaunt him. I like to watch him. I love to pick him. And I'm gonna kick him. I'm a... All right. That's one option right there. Yeah, Lars alerts. I mean, I'm afraid to play the James Hetfield copy. I feel like that one is... Oh, I gotta listen to it. It's almost worth the DMCA strike. I gotta hear it. This is very rocking. He's got an electric guitar that's playing it. Seems like a very easy song to play on the guitar. Very good cover. I'm not sure it's like the yeah. Yeah, that's definitely worthy of the double horns right there, Halhan.
5 miles north of your Orlando VOR, maintain flight level 380.
Is there another cover? Seems like there's a...
Maintain 380,
No. Is that it? There's no other covers? Mr. Ass covers The Old Dog by Mac DeMarco. Okay. I don't know what this one is. Metallica is an excellent cover band. I mean, the original is just so good by itself. You should go with that. Oh, no. Like, I'm pretty sure, Ice, there's a good chance we're going to get hit with the DMCA strike just for those songs. Ian, sorry, I missed your question before. How does the Fenix update? Does it do it automatically or you have to manually do it? Oh, yeah. So all you have to do, it's not automatic. You have to go to the Fenix Manager. When you launch it, you will see a button in the top right corner right above the version and with a link to click. It's kind of hard to, it's easy to miss, but it'll be up there. And you'll see over here, it says, here's the new update on 9/21. But you're going to click the link that's right above the numbers over there. You should play some of the Real American Reject songs. There are some bad ones on YouTube. There's ones in particular. Oh, I actually, are they that bad? Real American.
I'm sorry, Delta 1337, fly runway heading, runway 29er, clear for takeoff, wind T003.
I think this is the real one. It's hard to. Oh, here we go. Here's the theme cover by Eddie, whoever Eddie is. Here we go.
Leave airspace to the south. Miami's offline. Frequency change approved.
All right, this is Real American Rock cover by Eddie Lamb.
Southwest 188. Your leave airspace to the south. Miami's offline. Frequency change approved. 30 to come with 218 Southwest 188.
Oh my God.
I am a real American. Fight for the
You got to see this clip.
Daytona altimeter 29er 88.
Oof, the update is pretty good so far. Hey, man, this is our cover. This is the one I stole. Okay, we're good on this. Hold on. Which is the one that you say I should use? That is the one we're using. That is legit the one I'm using. I didn't recognize it at first till he started playing it. Right now the update's really good. Performance is really good. We're flying to Providence. I kind of wish we were flying to Boston or New York, where there's definitely times in which you get bad performance depending on where you're looking. Can't blame you for the Russian DMC on this one. This is true. No, we can't. Not for that one anyway.
JetBlue 1433 Jackson.
Let's try this one. Wait, this one, Real American by Rick Derringer. Wait, is this the real one?
We do that. Loud and clear.
I think.
We're in their corner and on it because their local agent.
This is a State Farm ad. All right, hold on. Here we go.
Jacksonville Center, good evening. Delta 930 to the side of your airspace. Checking in at my level 360.
This guy is very emo.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who's that checking with Jacksonville?
Oh my God, Hallahan, we can use this one.
Checking in flight level 360. Delta 1337, say altitude.
This is a real winner, Hallahan.
37, say altitude. Jack 323, we left the voice about 10 minutes, please. 3 Jack,
This is Rockapella. Yes.
I got you. Delta 930, Jacksonville Center, squawk 1006. 1006, Delta 930.
Wow. This could be, I don't know, that could be our, when do we start watching Carmen Sandiego? Rockapella, remember them? Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
Structure flight 1122, Lee Merce.
Hallahan, the links don't work in here. Can you send me the link in Discord, and I'll get it. Oh, a symphonic version. Hang on, we should do this one. There's some highbrow stuff here for us.
1337,
Hold on, I like this.
say altitude.
This is an ad first. Hold on, this is a symphony performing Real American.
Delta 1337, your radar contact, turn left, direct exit, climb and maintain flight level 240. Left direct exit, sunset level 240, Delta 1337. Frontier flight 1122, contact Washington Center,
Very deep.
133.725, level 2. Well, contact Washington Center, 133.725,
This is when you're brooding in your basement, but you need a little pick-me-up right there. Suspense, yes. Am I a real American? Am I gonna fight for my life?
Jackson, hello, citation 41 Alpha Mike, on your good departure 1313,000, 4550,000. Citation 481 Alpha Mike, Jacksonville Center, climb maintain flight level 410. I would take flight level 410 for Alpha Mike.
The MIDI symphony, they could at least sprinkle some good samples. Where's the crescendo? Yeah, no, it's very, what's the word? I don't know. I don't know what the word is. It doesn't really get that, it doesn't hit you in the feels, you know? It doesn't make you want to paint red, yellow, and something all over the place. All right, Hallahan's got a link for us here. 1 second, guys. Oh my God. This is the one? And we should move to 110, right? All right, this is from Hallahan. Oh, he gave us the...
Delta 1122, clear for the Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson Airport, voice 7 departure, correct transition on the file.
This guy looks like Jimmy Hart's younger brother. This is it. I have to hide. Wow. This part is all right. Go back to the other part, dude. I also don't. Hold on. He's recording this. His microphone is straight up a Barbie, like, you know the microphones and speakers you get for your, like, you know, little kids to be able to sing along to, like those like really cheap plastic karaoke machines. That is absolutely what he's doing right there. Patrick, my sunshade just appears when I'm hover over it. Oh, well, let's check that out. My sunshade is gone. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm hovering over it.
Jack Center 32 X-ray back with you.
Which, Patrick, when it's down or when it's up?
32 X-ray, roger, thanks. Also, Jack Center 32 X-ray, another request, please.
If you don't use this one, I'm unsubscribing. I think we got to use that. I'll have to do that after the stream. I think you're right on that. Just when you hover over it. I just, like, I'm hovering over it right now. I'm not moving my mouse. And it's still there, so I'm not sure. Did you, no, 2 questions, Patrick. You're on the Phoenix, right? And number 2, you're on the latest update that just came out a couple hours ago. Oh, it used to glow blue. That's actually better. That's the click things. You don't want those, Patrick. You want it like this. Do the sound better? They do, Logan. Yeah, so when you're in the cockpit, sorry, I forgot that most people are not here to listen to me play WWE cover songs. When you're in the cockpit on ground and takeoff, they are much deeper sounds. Yeah, so Patrick, I think you are... No, I mean, this is the nicest way possible. I think you're confused. I think you're thinking about the click areas that Microsoft Flight Simulator puts on in Sim by default. That makes it like glow, so you know you can click on it. That's an option, but I think it's actually better, like this. So what you're saying is that, I don't know, the whole thing doesn't disappear. Your mouse will disappear after a while, but you can just move it around and it comes back. That's what you mean. Otherwise, I have no idea what you're talking about. How do I turn that off? Or you mean turn it back on, right? You want to do... It's in the assistance options, yes. Focus mode, yes. So it'll be general options. Is it accessibility?
Delta 29, 79.
Yeah, you want
check your altimeter there, showing you
these,
about
I think.
high.
The tooltips.
Atlanta Center 13T.975.
Oh, no, assistance options.
I am currently at flight level 230, so there might be a bug again. But going over to Atlanta, Delta 29, 79.
I don't know. It's one of those things in there. Whoa! The notifications coming in here, but I'm going to give you a whoa! Mr. Seat Back Pocket. The inspiration for my perspiration. The Rock to my Mr. Sacco. The Undertaker to my Paul Bearer. The guy who could make reading the dictionary worthwhile. Coming in with the $5 dono right there.
Look at this legend, 32 people watching him. So happy for your success with the move to...
Thank you. I don't know why she cut off the last couple letters there, but thank you, Jason. Appreciate you, buddy. Hope you were doing well, my friend. Yeah, we're thank you so much for the donation. Very, very kind. Yeah, we're giving this a try, man. You know, listen, YouTube has been, it was rough in the beginning because I probably should have stayed on Twitch while I built up YouTube instead of going cold turkey, but that's okay. Made it work. And it's fun. It's a good community here. Good people. We're meeting Patrick and Logan, and we know Ian. Ian's been here for a while. Oof. And this guy, M. Hallahan? I don't know who that guy is. Sounds like a made-up account. Sankit? So we got some good people in here, man, you know? No scrubs. Scrub doesn't get my love, or however it goes. Yeah, so thank you, Rue, for, this goes back to Patrick. Patrick, when Rue posted, you want general accessibility and cockpit interaction system, and you want it on legacy. So that's what you want there, Patrick, in order to go back to what you wanted there. That worked, but now I'm limited to mouse only. My advice, Patrick, is you just turn that off. Don't go back to legacy. Just, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. It's just strange. Well, like here's the way I have it. Let me put it this way. General, I'm going to make this as quick as possible. Accessibility. And then I have it on legacy. Yeah, so actually, yeah, you don't want to unlock. That's for sure. Who uses the sunshade anyway? No, I don't think it works. I remember, Patrick, like the first flight I did in this, when you deploy the sunshade, I don't think it actually blocks the sun. I think it's just aesthetics. Like if there was sun shining on my pedestal here, I don't think this works. I remember testing it out. I don't know if in the new update they fixed it, but for what it's worth. So go to the assistance options real quick. Oh man, all right, I'm gonna get yelled at over here. Go to assistance options. Yep. Mine are all like, I can't even click on anything here for assistance options. Everything's like, oh, I don't want to click on any of those things. Yeah, it says Voloca. I don't know. That to me, good fixins is a sign I should not be there. This is the sunshade in the Phoenix is like those paper sunglasses you get for looking at solar eclipses.
We've had 2 engine failures up here. I don't know what the hell's going on.
2 engine failures. If Sheed were over here, he would say, okay.
I don't know if you're going to make it to an airport there.
Hello, Ian from his PC. Welcome.
Columbia behind you,
welcome back.
40 miles, and span in front of you, 67 miles.
We'll keep you updated. We're rapidly descending here. We'll see what we can do.
Southwest
can you leave the stream for a few? Ouch.
South of the Orlando VOR, maintain flight level 34.
Now that he's gone. Hawks was right. DX12 is actually pretty solid. Really? Well, I'll have to before I do my video update on the whole thing. I'll take a look at that because I've already done a.
22, runway 7 left.
I've already done a some benchmarking with DX11 on.
American 456, contact Atlanta Center 132.9.
You've also got the HSI up in the top left. I don't know what that is. I don't know what good fixes. I don't know, man. I don't know what that is. Tubes is getting better frames per second DX12 and Sim Update 10 than I was in 11. Wow. When you made the change to 12, you obviously restarted your Sim, right? Because I know that you can't do this mid-flight. You'd have to restart the whole simulator. I'm just Hawks with a mustache on. It's a me, Hawks. It's not a me, Hawks. It's a me, Mario. Restarted even. Oh, nice. I will test that out because I honestly kind of wrote that off as like, well, it's not ready yet. But wait, one question, Tubes, before we go. Tubes, do you have a NVIDIA card or do you have an AMD? Like a Ryzen?
Requesting you at an odd altitude. Do you want 310 or 330?
330, we're with just 1231.
Let's shit 1231, climbing
AMD. Okay, so that's why, Tubes. In the notes here, for DX, yeah. So here, this is why it works for you. Excuse me. NVIDIA, the new memory allocator for DX12 on PC will be only activated for NVIDIA card users once the next driver is available. Other graphics cards already benefit. So that's you. That's why it works for you. That makes sense. I have an NVIDIA card. Okay. I feel better that I did not miss something painfully obvious. That is my understanding.
American 473, track center, squawk 1041.
1041, American 473.
I do like the, I like this view a lot.
Delta 1122, turn left heading 0.
So they added new, I mean, this is a really minor thing, but they added more of the showcase cameras. Anything besides the sounds you notice change? Yes. The cameras are different. So these are the showcase cameras. Not a big deal, obviously. The sounds. There was something else. Well, obviously, this is, I think, a bug. This is an NVIDIA thing. Watch the numbers here, Patrick. See how they blur? That's the thing with NVIDIA. That will eventually get fixed, I imagine. In terms of on the, they did change the nose wheel steering, and there's a lengthy thing about it. Basically, you might have to adjust your nose wheel steering options depending on how you have it set up versus, you know, your rudder or whatever you on the ground. That may have an impact there. Yeah, that's the DLSS. Correct. Yep. Other than that, and the screen. So when the airplane is in cold and dark, Patrick, the screen, and then you turn the batteries on and the external power, the screens are dark by default, not completely lit up. So that's more realistic if you're truly in cold and dark. You got to adjust all the knobs. Apparently, better texture, sounds, performance numbers. Climb out is supposed to be more realistic. Yeah, the climb out took forever. We did not get up to cruise for quite a while, I felt like. So you like them lit up. Well, you can still light them up. You just got to, by default, they look like this. I mean, they're going to be like dark. And so you got to go, okay, let me, I've broken it. Ox, I broke it. Ox, how do I get it back? I lost the bleeps. How do I get it back on the other one?
Scout 412 Papa Jack Center, you want flight following? Scout 412 Papa, squawk.
DLS is not showing. Mr. Carlson, what card do you have? What graphics card do you have? Because you might not have a good enough one. Yeah, just watched your X-Plane video. I find it very true. Thank you. It's something I've really been thinking about a lot, and I think it is the case. PFD and transfer.
304, altimeter is 2987. Runway
Thank you, Hawks.
07.
Just so you know, the fly-by-wire devs told me that real pilots don't use VNAV, so you're wrong. Okay, good to know.
Kilo Alpha.
They descend by hand at 35,000 feet. Gotcha. Understood. Yeah, Ian, I really think the X-Plane stuff, that's going to be again, 12 months from now, I'm talking. Not tomorrow, not next week. But like 6 to 12 months from now, I can really see myself being...
1288. Contact Washington Center, 133.725. We'll see you.
Over to Washington Center. Thanks to the ATC. Appreciate it. JetBlue 1288. ATC 133.725. 1 second, guys. Finish my thought. 133.
Delta 932, descend and maintain flight level 330.
1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000.
Roger that, United 1478.
Washington Center, good evening. JetBlue 1288 50330.
JetBlue 1288, Washington Center, roger.
Somebody needs to clean that window. Indeed. Hey, Silverio? Sorry, hope I mispronounced that. Did you notice a little bit more small turbulence during the flight in the Sim Update 10? No. I've done like one real legit flight so far, and you're looking at it. So, the window is covering whatever Noah hacked up last night. Was wearing a mask. Was it this one? Oh, this, yeah. This looks fine. Yeah, that's pretty dirty right there. So, I mean, really, the what was I was making like 8 points here. So back to Ian's question or point. Yes, Ian, Alex, thank you for subscribing, buddy. Welcome. So I really do think that X-Plane 12 is playing more of a long game, and I think that when you get more airliners in there, and you get some more of the utilities that can make it like, you know, massage some of the visuals, I think I can foresee a scenario in which I fly X-Plane a lot more often. But right now, today, no. The graphics, the lack of fidelity there is really a disadvantage. And every time I flew an X-Plane 12 since it came out, every time and then I go back to Microsoft Flight Simulator, I feel so much better in Microsoft Flight Simulator because of the visuals. So, but I think the gap will be narrowed with some good tweaks and massage, you know, different, all the stuff that we used to do in X-Plane 11. So that's that will be something that's forthcoming. I believe that'll be on the not too distant horizon. I'm not talking about like maybe 3 years from now. I think it'll be in a better position. So.
Jacksonville Center on 135.902, JetBlue 2193. Good night. Good night.
But so far, Sim Update 10 is good. I mean, the number one thing for me, I would say, number one is stability. We don't want a Sim Update that breaks things, right? And so far, I've not encountered that. It's been less than a day, so you never know. But no issues off the bat, which is good. Number two is the performance. I think everybody, regardless of the aircraft you're flying, you are looking at the performance. You're looking at, we've all been promised to some extent or another, higher frames. And I really do believe we are seeing that. How much better? You know, I'm now in the 40s and 50 frames a second on the ground. When I was before the stream, I was doing some testing and I did some recording so that we could use it for our YouTube review video. And I put in there that I think the worst I saw was like a little dip below 30, like 28 or 29. And this was in New York in Westchester. So, you know, but otherwise it was really good. Good fixes. I have the opposite feeling. Every time I have to deal with the horrible interface and usability of MFS, I go back to X-Plane 11. You know, other than the camera stuff, you're absolutely right on. But everything else, I mean, I've also gotten it. I've gotten to a point where I feel good about it. I understand why you know, feel that way. But I've gotten to a point now where I'm using my keyboard, by the way, in case you can figure it out. So it's gotten better. It's a bit of an adjustment. It's kind of like trying a beer that tastes funky at first. You kind of get used to it. But the visuals, dude, like, that is what brings me back every single time, especially on approach and departure. My goodness. So Randazzle talked about an aggressive schedule for getting the 777 out. Wonder what he's thinking. Spring of next year. I mean, I guess my only response, I don't know anything more than anybody, Hawks. My only response to that is, remember when PMDG said that the 737 was going to come out in the first quarter of 2021? Or whenever it was, right, Microsoft Flight Simulator came out, and then, yeah, it was 21. And then it was supposed to come out there, and then obviously did not. Aggressive schedule for them probably means Q4 23. Yeah, I think that there are certain things in the in Microsoft Flight Simulator that can prevent that kind of you could say aggressive schedule, but I don't think it's going to be possible, quite frankly. That's some traffic up here. Meow. Sorry to change the subject, but what's your favorite Pringles? I'm an OG guy. I don't love this is Ian. I'm gonna lose the room on this one because most people are gonna. And I don't blame you guys. I don't like flavored potato chips. I like just OG. I don't know. When I was a kid, yeah, I used to love barbecue and all that stuff, but the sour cream and onion makes me want to vomit. I'm sorry. No offense. And that was even when I was a kid, I didn't like sour cream and onion. But that's me. I know that's a me thing. Having a 737 under their belt, who knows? Yeah, I mean, you're right. I'm just saying, I'm just pointing out that they, you know, schedules are just, they're there until they're not there kind of thing, until they get updated. It's interesting, and I certainly hope that we're able to get new aircraft in a lot faster than we have been getting them. Because obviously, don't forget, you know, Microsoft Flight Simulator came out, and 2 years later, we finally got to where we are now. But of course, that was a bit not because of the developers. That was, I think, primarily because of Microsoft and Asobo not releasing the software development kit and the SDK being kind of bad along the way. And I'm sure that as the SDK gets improved and updated, that will make things generally better for developers. But who knows? That's a good point, Hawks. I mean, they do. Yeah, I mean, the first one's always gonna be the toughest one, right? First cut is the deepest, or so I'm told. Yeah, I wonder. Didn't Phoenix? I thought didn't Phoenix announce what their next project was? Am I crazy? I thought. And granted, I don't remember. I just have this like feeling that they had said, "Oh, we're doing, you know, whatever."
direct Richmond, Delta 433.
The other thing, by the way, for some of you who have been asking about some of the changes to Sim Update 10, one other thing that's worth noting, there's a number of changes in there that are going to take weeks to come out. And one of them will actually take months to come out. But they've unlocked the premium aircraft. So the 787, the SR22, and a few others are now editable, which means that mods, like people can make mods for them now. So if you're hoping that, like, if you've seen the 747 and the A320 Neo and said, boy, I would love to see the community take those aircraft and give those kind of treatments to the 787, now it's possible. Just eating an FS Labs share. Yeah, I don't know what FS Labs is doing. It seems like they're really missing the boat. Hey, Hayden. Hello. Welcome. I could have sworn they had said something at one point what their next project was, or alluded to it. Phoenix has built a lot off the ProSim avionics. Everything else they've done is outstanding, but the most of the core work is still licensed from ProSim. Right, and that also allowed them, if I'm not mistaken, Rue, they got around some of the problems that I think maybe it was PMDG. There was some other developer ran into issues, and essentially, this was a recent thing, and I know that licensing allows them, Phoenix, that is, to get around some of the issues, which is for them. Wondering if it's feasible for them to try to make another plane up to the standards from this one from scratch. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how. I mean, obviously that'd be interesting. On the one hand, sure, absolutely, you'd love to have everything in house, blah blah blah. On the other hand, I mean, if it works, don't fix it. You know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's annoying that you have to have a separate thing going over there, but I don't know. I'll be the first to. I don't know the nuances of the whole ProSim thing. I just know that it's a thing. But hey, it allowed them to, you know, as they say, stand on the shoulders of giants, kind of thing. My hope in the very, very short term is that Phoenix is going to release more updates sooner. This is our first update from the Phoenix since June, early June. 321, 319. Savage. What's up, man? What dis? This is a Pro Pilot flight sim here, sir. Do you still have contrails? Let me check. Do not. But it also is at the time of day. I did not have contrails for that plane that passed us earlier. Is that a...
3, fly heading 260 for now.
Fixed contrails no longer visible on multiplayer planes. Well, not on that plane I saw. That's it. You don't either. Yeah, I used to have it before, for sure. We are flying, by the way, we're flying to Providence, and we do have new payware scenery for Providence to check out. So, what's the FPS like on the Phoenix versus fly-by-wire? I might have enough FPS to spare now. Fly-by-wire is always pre-Sim Update 10. Fly-by-wire was always better. It was probably about 5 to 10 frames, at least on my rig. I don't know what, your computer. So theoretically, it should be even better. It should all, carry over, right? It wasn't like the PMDG performance was phenomenal. So that one, I got to test that one out also. That's the in-sim multiplayer. Ah, good point, Rue. Yeah. So what Rue's saying is that the multiplayer stuff you see, that's not the multiplayer for VATSIM. That's the in-game stuff. Although I always assumed it was the same modeling, just different data inserts. Yeah, the 737, even before 737, the 737 was always good. Savage, I had a lot saved externally and linked with shortcuts, but lost anything saved directly to my com folder. Ooh, community folder. Yeah, that was interesting about I didn't even think about that when you do a sim update, you're supposed to move your community folder elsewhere, so that way when you do the update, doesn't mess it up. And like, it doesn't do it all the time, but evidently like every so often it, you know. Where do you see the FPS? You have to turn on development mode. So you have to go to your settings. You go to general options. You go to developer. You click on. And then you will see your, so the 43, 45 is what we're seeing right there. 45, 55. So you gain about 10 frames outside the cockpit, depending on where you're looking. You can leave dev mode on and just set it to auto hide. Ooh, how do you do that? Is it over here?
Let me know whenever you're ready to push.
Have I seen Monitor 759? Yes. I would say a couple. Hold on, let me just see. Where do you do the auto hide? Rendering. I see display FPS, which is this button there. I don't see the auto hide, but I believe you. If anyone cares, having dev mode on disables the in-game logbook. Oh, okay. Yeah, I definitely don't care. It's fine. I mean, I know what the FPS has been pretty consistent. I'm not worried about it being different or substantially different right there. So yeah, going back to Hayden's question, I think you've been talking about this now, but have you seen much of it in 9? The performance is the most noticeable thing. Now, I do have a 2080 card, and I turned on the DLSS NVIDIA settings in the graphics. So that's probably the most noticeable thing. Other than that, a lot of bug fixes of which they never really applied to me. So I haven't seen much. I feel like the real thing, Hayden, again, is not what you're going to see immediately. It's going to be some of the effects later on as developers are able to take advantage of them. There's now the option to edit the premium aircraft. There's now the option for developers to be able to edit the ground friction that the plane has. There's more of that. They're opening up the platform more. And I think that's going to be probably the most, down the line, we're going to see the benefits of that, as opposed to a, hey, this is much better. When DirectX 12 comes out and is more fully supported, that's going to be a game changer, I think. So we're, things are progressing. And thus far, my major concern was I was going to come into this and it was going to introduce some sort of a real problem bug. The kind of bug that makes you go, whether it's stability or something that makes you just think twice about going and flying in the sim, right? Think, maybe I shouldn't fly here because I don't want to deal with that bug. Luckily, I don't think I've not encountered that yet. How long did sim updates take to download? I'm at 98% for like 2 hours. Oof. Well, I did it in exactly at 11 a.m. Eastern. When it came out, I fired it up immediately, and it only took me like a little while. If you've been at 98, if it's literally been like 2 hours, I'd probably cancel or Alt F4 and start over. Because it shouldn't be that long. I don't know. The only thing, even before you do that, make sure you don't have like in your taskbar, there's no like, Windows administrator thing popping up asking for permission or something like that. Your 1080 isn't keeping up. You have a 1080 should be decent. And you fly the 737, which has better performance anyway. I guess you need, Savage, you need Dr. Hawks to take a look at your stuff there. You might have a corrupt partial file. If restarting doesn't work, you'll have to drill down and delete that file. There you go. And Lungo, again, if it's been that long, you're stuck at 98%. Oh, it's going fast now? Nice. You have graphics on high end. The one thing I remember, Savage, that Hawks helped me out with was the level of detail. Savage, if this helps you out, I have mine at 150 for terrain level of detail and 150 for objects. Oops. I used to have it at 150. You could set it down to 100 if you have it higher than that. That number seems to do more than the actual other options there. Oh, you have it at 95. Rip.
Washington was at 12:31. We have the traffic inside.
Well, in that case, I'm not sure. And does the, I don't know, does the 1080 card support DLSS? That's something else you could, I don't know if it does or not. At this point, you've exceeded my knowledge on this. This is when you go to Hawks and you say, Hawks, send them a copy of your graphic settings, and there's got to be something in there that's doing that. Otherwise,
You did it. 9934 descent via the Filbo 3 arrival. The network altimeter is showing
dark out.
2983.
Descend via the Filbo 3 and 2983 for United 9934. Thank you.
what's our ground speed right now? Yeah, we got a bit of a headwind. Oof, 330. Ground speed 463. Okay. 24.
Southwest 766.
Not doing me any favors.
Filbo 360 for now.
How much we got? Oof. Oof. I thought this flight was faster. Well.
Washington Center, Frontier 1488, requesting a push with J4.
That's a 433, descend of 18, 4,000, advice when you have the CO.
4,000 will apply, so 436.
Frontier flight 1488, push approved.
Push approved, 1488.
Okay. Okay. Where did that go? Sorry, I'm just checking something. Yeah, so far I'm pretty happy with everything. I mean, the only detraction I found is just the DLSS issue. That button is very red. With the numbers fading and whatnot. But I think so far my initial thoughts are that I think it's Sim Update 10 is definitely, I mean, you really don't have a choice. You really can't not do it, right? So I feel like that it's worth doing. But the good news is you don't have to do it like begrudgingly. I think there's a lot of good reason to believe that it's to your own benefit, quite frankly. And I think overall it's pretty darn good. I think they've done a nice job with it. I am glad they took extra time. Remember, Sim Update 10 was supposed to come out like what, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and then they delayed it because of some issues. That's really what concerned me when they said they were delaying the update because some beta users were running into some major problems, and that was like, oh gosh. So I guess they fixed it.
Center Delta Forward 33, we have the field in sight.
That's a 433, Archer, clear for the visual pressure row 16.
There's really no shortcuts I can take, right?
Clear for the visual 16, up 433. Thank you.
Let's see something. If I go up here, I am at not quite Norfolk yet. No, there's really no shortcuts. That's the problem. I'm basically going about it. I mean, the only shortcut I could really take at this point would be, it wouldn't even save me any time if I went like more like that way. Which you can't do anyway, but Lungo, absolutely glad they took the time. Nothing more frustrating than having a mandatory update and then there'd be a game-breaking bug. Absolutely. Or just a what's it called? Not even a game-breaking bug, but a quality of life problem, right? Where you really start. There have been updates like that where you start to think to yourself, you know, maybe I don't really want to deal with it. I don't even want to fly today. Like, or I'm going to go use a different sim or something along those lines. You know, that to me is, yeah. Especially in again, it's like you said, an update that you can't. It's one thing if you can set on an older update, but if you really can't, then you have no choice. So it's good. I'm nothing bad to say about it. There was a
766, Roger.
I was checking Reddit earlier to see if there's anything more interesting anybody had popped up, but really, you know, I'm just looking at what people had read on Reddit. If there's anything that was like, you know, really,
CC Center, Frontier 1488, requesting Texas.
Frontier Flight 1488, runway 23, taxi via Charlie.
Multi-monitor. That's also, I think, people probably going to want to pick up on the fact that there's multi-monitor support now. So if you've been waiting for that option, I kept forgetting that multi-monitor wasn't a thing in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but you know, you can now have if you have multiple monitors, which I think most people do these days. It's a nice option. I don't know how it's gonna work performance-wise, you know, because I was going to require a heavier load in your graphics cards. But hey, maybe it'll be a good idea.
We'll report back to Q.
And I think the other thing we have to remember is that we're there could also be another benefit to Sim Update 10 whenever NVIDIA releases their new drivers. Because at one point, I thought Sim Update 10 was being delayed and tied to an NVIDIA graphics card update. That did not happen today. So anyway, whenever that happens, theoretically we might get another update with frames from that, but that remains to be seen. And also, it definitely, you know, this game is still very much favoring people who have very beefy PCs. You know, if you have, you know, like Savage, who has a 1080, which isn't a bad card, but, you know, for this sim, it's going to be rough, you know. Oops, Hawks is making dinner now. I found that thing, Hawks, that you sent me piecemeal. With the Fenix, the VNav has been remathed. This is from the developer. This was a painful process, taking weeks of work from our team. Most probably qualify for a PhD in math at this point. This is in order to ensure we captured not just the functionality of the aircraft systems, but also their character. As the A320 tends to descend towards the upper end of the speed band, as opposed to constantly being slow on speed and hugging the bottom bracket, which is definitely what it used to do before. The new VNav speeds will absolutely vary. Sometimes sitting at the bottom bracket, sometimes sitting at the top of the bracket, and sometimes in between. This new VNav achieves this. We are not, however, calling it a day on VNav, and we'll continue to iterate and build upon what we've delivered to you today. Bugs with respecting constraints were also found and addressed, leading to a far more robust system. So this is a really big deal with VNav. If you guys have used the Fenix extensively, then you'll know that whenever you're on an approach on a star that had speed constraints, your plane would always come in way too slow. Like, you'd be at like 220 knots when you should be at 250 kind of a thing.
Was that for Delta 433?
Delta 433, my bad.
So that's and listen, at that time, we were just desperate for VNav, so like whatever. And now it's nice to have a more sophisticated approach to it.
And Frontier Flight 1122, should we start our descent? Frontier Flight 1122, yes. No, I mean, crosswalk when maintain follow 190. Is that what you need to descend now? And descend
so this is interesting. Those wishing for an auto throttle instinctive disconnect binding, rejoice. This has been added. It can be found as auto throttle disconnect. Oh, that's not what I thought. I thought maybe there was like some not in this sim, but I remember in like X-Plane when you landed, your gears when you touch down, the auto throttle would disconnect. I'm not sure if that's the same thing or not. I don't think it is.
Cameron 4 arrival, right? We're heading. No, let me put that in.
Oh, so this is interesting. So this guy wrote here from Phoenix. This one may be a bit silly, but it irked me going on Reddit and seeing these awesome videos of people landing from the wing view and the spoilers deploying an absolute perfect synchronization. That really isn't how it works. So we built friction wear simulation to the spoiler deployment. They're now minutely different to account for the mechanical wear and friction from the spoiler panel to spoiler panel. Many complain about the aircraft's go-around spool response time. They were right, but not for the reasons they necessarily think. Sure, yeah, they pushed the glasses up on their nose when they said that.
Radar contact, altitude.
All right, there's a lot more that go into it.
Passing through 1,500.
The audio.
1488, roger, climb 18, followed by 370.
Lighting's been reworked. Strobes and beacon are all in sync now.
That's going to be your temporary final cruise.
There you go. Interesting.
Clementine 360 from 214.
Does the weather radar work if anyone knows? I don't, Nerd146, hello. I don't believe that was a thing. I remember that was like a thing everyone was talking about. But I don't believe that, let's see here. Weather. Change weather airlines weather radar's beam angle to be 180. Weather radar now updates properly on Xbox. Fixed weather radar rendering issues on Xbox. Added weather radar to aircraft with it enabled. Okay. Implemented terrain weather API. So my only thought, is there a way we can turn it on here? Yeah. No weather radar API, that's a drawing API. Huh. Oh, added a new sample about how we're using terrain weather API. Well, it says here under, in this, I don't know anything, Frank, so you might be right on this. But under WASM, implemented terrain weather API. Anyway, my understanding of that, regardless of that fact, was that the developers still need to update that. Rue, nothing made me more irritated than the lack of proper study level spoiler deployment variation. Boy, if I had a nickel for every time, Rue, that was pointed out, right? How are the sounds so far? Better. They're deeper, Frank. You'll notice them more taxiing and just in, like on the ground than you will in the air. If you mute him, here's the sounds. Here's a. Let me go over here to the wing. It's a deeper sound. As someone else said, it's not like a Tesla. It's you will hear the engines on takeoff. Yeah, the nose wheel steering axis, absolutely. You hear the difference? Yeah. It's nicer. I still think, Frank, call me crazy, I still think the fly-by-wire is better, but hey, Arch, how are you, buddy? You guys don't follow Arch on Twitch? Arch NDA. He does oh, there's a plane right there. He does ATC for over on the West Coast, primarily in Los Angeles, but sometimes in Las Vegas. He refuses to get his center or approach certification so that he can control more of us. But man enjoys a good ATC stream as well as a roadkill sandwich. Domino's pizza? Gross. Refuse to do it.
Contact Jacksonville, question. Contact New York on 128.
Roadkill Sammy. Well, Hayden, he is from Missouri.
New York on 2850.
Which, by the way, Arch, spoiler alert, in my next video, I've got a subtle Arch reference in there. It's not over the top. Subtle. Frank says, well, since I am not the same engines, I don't know. I watch how the Fenix team proceed with the sound, and it's convincing. They shown on their Discord and how their work with the sound environment. Interesting. I feel like the Arch, okay, I guess I'm fairly predictable then. I had a point there, Frank, and I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, yes. This is not sorry, my comment about I prefer the fly-by-wire sounds is not a comment on I feel fly-by-wire team has more authentic sounds. They're just more satisfying. Hi, from you. What time is it, dude? It's like 3 o'clock in the morning by you. Thanks for staying up. Yes, they did get rid of the excessive heat waves from the engines. Correct. Yes. They've done a couple different little tweaks here and there.
I apologize.
The panels when you start up the Fenix, excuse me, are now dark. You need to turn the brightness back on. So. Oh, it's only 142. Still very early. Hayden, in the UK, what do you guys order late at night? Like here in the US, if it's 1:40 in the morning, your only recourse for food is going to be Taco Bell. What do you guys get in the UK? It's like fast food if it's 1:30 in the morning. Maybe it's Taco Bell, I don't know.
Navy and Nunner, radar contact, 3 altitude.
Navian 9 climbing through 2000.
So we are right over Norfolk right now. And we're heading to Providence. Good news is Boston Center is still on. Hopefully they'll stay on.
240
We shall see.
Navian 9.
We've lost Hallahan. He went to bed about an hour ago. Arch, you might work San Diego and then Vegas again. Is San Diego code for you're getting your approach stuff work done? Domino's mostly? We have Uber Eats and another similar service. Okay, so it's not like it used to be, like where you were just stuck with whatever you could drive to. Okay. Good to know. Savage wants some Domino's? Oh, Savage. No. No! I will also not confirm nor deny. All right, fair enough, Arch. I will ask Ben instead what the real deal is. In Ben we trust. You always want Dommies. There's nothing new. Ugh. Gross. Oh, but Ben knows everything, Arch. He's omnipotent, all-knowing. I mean, it's Ben, after all. Well, we are slowly making our way here. A little less than 400 miles to go, so less than an hour. He has an NDA, not in his username, Arch. Only you have the NDA, sir. And Lena, to be fair. I don't think Ben has ever known the words no. I think he's always looking to help out his fellow man.
Navy 9, correct to Fayetteville, resume the departure.
Direct fire, resume departure, Navy 9. American 1906, Washington Center, request pushback.
I see on your channel you tried X-Plane 12 again. I gave it a full week of trial, even if I wanted to go back to MFS. In the past, I was an X-Plane guy, and MFS changed something in me. I am exactly like you, Frank. I flew X-Plane for years. I reluctantly went over to Microsoft Flight Simulator because Hawks, who's in our chat, was like, that's a lot of nuts, and it's a really good sim. And I was like, you're crazy. And I tried it, and he was right, and it was good. And now I can't go back. Ian, Sim Update 10 just finished. Huzzah! I gotta update your Phoenix. X-Plane 12 will mature further. It's got the best physics. Well, yeah, the physics, no doubt. I don't think anyone's going to tell you, is going to argue that fact here. It's just, to what Frank said, I agree. It's just, the physics are cool and important and a big part of what Flight Sim is about, but we've been spoiled so much with the graphics of Microsoft Flight Simulator that it really, to me, when I go back to X-Plane in its current form, I really feel like I am, like when you go back to play the Nintendo 64, this may be a bit of an exaggeration, but you ever play like an old video game that you used to love as a kid? And you go back to it, and it's still fun, but it's just not the same. It's like, oh, no, I didn't realize how polygony this game was, right? To that extent, it's kind of the same. Hey, Shane, can't find the update on console. You're on Xbox, right, Shane? Have you, I hate to give you this answer, it's like the most definitive, like, have you tried just restarting? That's my only thought. Alex, learn you will. Yeah, I can't go back. I'm restarting your Xbox, correct, yes. Because it's an update, on a computer, it's on Windows. I don't know if it has to, like, you know, refresh the updates, if that makes sense. The thing is, I was sure MFS physics were so bad, and that's not true. It just has a weird feeling. But for example, the stall in the 172 on X-Plane 12 is too much. Flight control is too effective. I mean, this goes back to, Frank, what I said in the video. There's nothing, when you're playing, whether it's X-Plane or P3D or Microsoft Flight Simulator, there is no such thing as study level. It doesn't exist. When you're flying consumer grade products, you can get you can get in the ballpark or you can approach that kind of a ilk, but you're never going to have study level, in the sense that when people say study level, maybe they don't mean, they mean something different. When I hear study level, I think this is a piece of software that could be used by commercial pilots because it is study level. It's not. So there's always going to be gives and, you know, like little things like, well, this isn't quite the same as in real life, but this is, and this isn't, but this is. And, you know, there's been enough real world pilots who fly the Airbus, as an example, with the Phoenix, and have said it's very reasonably a very reasonable facsimile of that. But, you know, is it going to always mirror it? Is it going to be the same physics if you're flying a Cessna versus the Airbus versus the Mad Dog? Probably not.
1985, good evening.
You know?
1985, sir. Good day.
Yeah, plus bush flyers like myself can't use X-Plane out of the box. Right. To be fair, I don't think any simulator should ever be used like out of the box. All of them are terrible. Frank says, I start to question myself if MFS is not just suffering about its reputation since early access. They definitely, I mean, all simulators will have that, Frank. I mean, whatever the initial reaction is from the community, it will follow them for years. I mean, years and years and years and years and years. It will always be the thing that people just always bring back, and it may not even be true anymore. It's just people like to compartmentalize things in their minds. Hayden says, some pilots do use it to prep themselves for check rides, though. Yeah, but I think, Hayden, here's what I would say. I would simply say that they use it for that in the same way that... What's a good example? Like, it's not their go-to thing, Hayden. It's something else they can do. Does that make sense? Like, it's not their primary means of doing that. It's something they do that, like, in the sense that you might... If you were an athlete, you're in the UK, so I can use a baseball example. If you were an athlete and you were watching game tape of previous games and what other athletes have done, that would provide you some context and some information. It could benefit you. At the end of the day, you still got to practice. You got to get out there on the field and do it yourself. And so that's kind of, sort of, I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's kind of the parallel I'm drawing here. JCT in the house. Hawks is going to stop making his Hot Pockets right now and come in here with capital letters and probably a typo and say JCT. Frank says, especially the new sim update breaking the sim stuff. It's old now, but people still say MFS breaks everything. Yeah, and that was the truth for a long time. I think that's why I honestly thought that I was concerned about this update. JCT with a steel chair. My God, King. It's JCT with a steel chair. How are you, JCT? Or as the text to speech says, Junction 32. Our sims are basically an instrument and procedure simulator. It's an excellent way to describe it, Lungo. Absolutely. That probably goes back to what Hayden was saying, is that it's a really good repetitive way to kind of get your procedure down, your flow down. That part I actually agree with. But no one's ever going to confuse Microsoft Flight Simulator P3D or X-Plane for the, hang on, guys, I got to, practice my emergency, what to do in case of a problem kind of situation stuff. The green, well, you got two different, first you got the Macho Man, then you've got Ric Flair. I'm not sure what you're going with on that one. I think the update was so successful because the proper beta testing process before release. I mean, that's definitely a case. I mean, and we saw a little bit of that, Patrick, with the fact it was delayed. Yeah. That's fine. We're feeling it tonight. Ooh, yeah. Indeed. Grilled cheese and JCT. There he is. X-Plane seems to be in a difficult stage for early access. It's less than an alpha. The huge bugs I saw with the live weather, such as pyramid clouds, I've not seen that one, are not the kind you can fix in weeks. Yeah, it's I think I off the bat it didn't. X-Plane 12 did not impress the same way that off the bat Microsoft Flight Simulator did. But by the same token, Microsoft Flight Simulator off the bat was also extremely disappointing when we all looked at the aircraft and were like, oh, no.
Washington Center, good evening. Delta 1202, we're on the ground here at Reagan.
And Austin's team is way smaller, correct.
Quick amendment to
I
our
think the
clearance.
issue, if I was going to criticize, I would simply say that they spent a lot of time looking at the weather and the clouds, which is good, but they completely ignored the ground textures and the need to address that. As I said in another video, regardless of the fact that Laminar Research said that they didn't care about the ground visuals, the bar has been moved. The line is different than it was in 2019. So you can sit there and say, well, we don't care about that, but regardless of that fact, the expectations are different. The community, the consumers have a different expectation. And if you want to sit there with your arms folded, fine, but you're going to be left behind financially. We get a woo on frequency. You know, not with this guy. If I knew the controller more, maybe. Jet, woo! So apparently there's no weather radar in this update on the Phoenix. Yes, but Nerd also, I saw that the weather and terrain API is there. See, implemented terrain weather API. I'm no developer. I could be wrong on this. I'm usually wrong on this, but my understanding is that the developer now needs to adopt it. It's not a global feature, if that makes sense. Now that Sim Update 10 is out, I want to see if you think it runs any better. I feel like it has. I mean, I'll know a little more in about a couple days when I'm, flying in different airports that usually have a little more performance hit. JCD, I think the frames are better. Yes, they're not double better. I don't want to make it seem like it's crazy good, but it seems smoother. Frank says because the team is pretty old-minded, they feel like it's good. I feel like it's a problem of mindset. I think I don't know about old or anything like that, Frank. I've always thought that Laminar had misplaced priorities. They went after VR way too hot and heavy. VR is still a flash in the pan. It's like 3D in televisions. Remember when 3D was big? It's just it's kind of a meme almost. Kind of like we can do it, but it's not. You're only doing it for the sake of doing it, not because you really think, hey, this would be really cool. Because it really enhances it. Weather radar is probably only on default aircraft right now. I should probably check that out for the video. I'll pull up the, Beechcraft or something like that. There's no doubt, Frank, that Microsoft and Laminar have much different resources. I'm not denying that fact at all. Hey, Captain Beluga, welcome. I'm currently in Boston within a school trip, and I bought X-Plane 12 and Antolis. Can't wait to get back to San Diego and test them out. Nice! Hey, man, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, the Tolis is a fantastic piece of software, and X-Plane's clouds look really good, and you're flying airliners, so when you're up in the air at 30,000 feet, it'll look fine. It's like 144 hertz. Your eye can only see 30. Fair point. Alex, imagine if Laminar cuts a deal with Google to pay for subscription for Ortho. I believe people would line up for miles. I would agree on that. I think, Alex, more to that point, I think a third party could do something like that. Lungo likes the car shield commercials with Ric Flair. This just shows how much he's mismanaged his money. But can you imagine being one of the most well-known, successful pro wrestlers of all time, going back to the 70s? I'm talking like the last 5 years. The 70s, and having like no money to your name. Talk about bad decisions, man. That you got, and that's part of the reason why he's doing car shield commercials at like however old he is, 70-something, 80-something years old. Arch says the weather radar works in the G1000 NXI. There you go. So the default G1000 planes will work perfectly. Good. I'll have to try that out, Arch. Thank you. I'm doing the video afterwards. Is there an actual weather radar, or is it just NextRad? No idea. VR is niche. And Lungo, VR still commands a lot of attention from developers. Even Microsoft is putting, in my opinion, way too much focus on VR. I think it's and listen, I have a HP Reverb, whatever that one is, G2. It's a waste of money. It was cool for about 5 seconds, and then you realize it's not practical. And I don't know why they're putting so much emphasis on it. You're basically taking away resources that could be put towards other things, is what I'm trying to say. And I think that Laminar, this goes back to years ago, they were putting way too many, and they have very limited resources, putting too many resources in VR. And it's like, to what end? What percentage of users are using VR? I'm going to guess it's in the single digits. I really cannot believe it's a high percentage of people. Certainly not even 50. I mean, that's a joke at that point. I mean, we're not even anywhere near there. Rue says, because although VR is niche, VR people are also very, very into VR. Correct. But at the end of the day, I think those people would still fly flight sim no matter what. I think they prefer to have VR. I think flight sim, of course, flight sim is a niche hobby, but I think those people are still going to fly in flight sim. They're not. X-Plane, for all its benefits, in 11, did not attract a whole new segment of flight simmers purely for VR. It's not like, I think everybody wants to have like the Doom to like, you know, that one title that really draws in the audience beyond their usual audience, you know, like game-changing kind of thing. And I don't think that's really been the case at all, because I think it's not practical. It's a cool idea, but not a practical one. And I think most people who've tried it probably have come to the conclusion it was nice, but I'm going to not use it because it's a pain in the butt more than it's worth. Patrick says, I would expect the bulk of your experience from Phoenix and the PMDG type plane products to fall on the developer for the most part. Agreed. It's great for racing sims. You know, it's interesting. The only racing simmer I know, so this is very limited use case, right, JCT, is Puck Vanek. He doesn't use it. Not on stream anyway. I'm sure it's better in there. I mean, the problem with flight sim is you got to write stuff down, right? You got to look at charts, and if it's not in the sim, you can't do that. Especially on VATSIM. And it's rough to stream in VR. Correct. And that's also true. That's a good point. No matter what game it is, it's really difficult to stream VR because it doesn't really translate well.
Good evening, Washington Center, American 21.
You can bring up Windows in VR. Correct. I think, though, I don't know this for a fact, Drew. I remember when I tried it out at Microsoft Flight Simulator, I believe if you tried to do that in there, it would... Well, first of all, you couldn't use any of the interactions, which was dumb. They fixed that, I believe, since then. But I thought it would not... There was no native way to do it without, like, minimizing the simulator, if that makes sense. Whew. Well, we're still in... we should be getting close. We're getting almost out of his airspace here. I'm going to pull up the chart here for the Jordan 2 arrival. It's not, the arrival into Providence is pretty simple. There's not much to it. It's not like the Roebuck, which has a lot of different waypoints in here. Let's take a look at it. Now, Jordan will expect to cross at 11,000, but that's an expect since there's air traffic control on. I will not put that in there, but I'm sure I'll get it anyway. Hopefully Boston Center will hang on for us over here. That would be helpful. Frank says, I hope we won't have to wait months for a GSX integration into Phoenix. Frank, I'm gonna. You've seen my video, I'm sure, about GSX. I was very disappointed with GSX. I think it does introduce a nice pushback feature, which is great. But that's about it. And I think most of the other stuff, all the other fluff that comes with it, super buggy. Maybe this will all improve in like 6 months and it'll be better, but I uninstalled it because it was just more of a pain in the butt than it was worth. And it's not the kind of thing I'm looking for.
The 683 contact Atlanta 13297, good evening.
13297, Delta 683, see ya.
Hey, Grant, how can I get with you on Discord? I need help with the Phoenix, if you don't mind. I'm not really on Discord that much. What's your question, Grant? Type it in chat. There's a lot of good people in here who know this stuff, even better than I do, quite frankly. And we've got 30 minutes to kill, so how can I help you? I know it's sometimes easier to talk about it or show it, but try your best. You're using, Frank is using GSX mostly for push. And with the money they made, they said it will definitely be possible to make a lot more of requested features. I just think, well, number one, what bugs me about it is it clearly wasn't fully baked. Nothing's ever fully baked in flight sim. I get that. But that wasn't really a caveat. They kind of just, put it out there. But I think for me, the issue with GSX is that it was too buggy. It caused too many little problems. It just wasn't worth my time. And ultimately, even more importantly, even if it worked perfectly, I just don't care to sit there and simulate all these things. Like, I don't ever want to sit there and load the luggage to see the pass. That's me. I like, when I get in my simulator, I want to get the APU going. I want to get the gears aligned. I want to get out there. I want to fly, not sit there and watch for 30 minutes. Some people like that. More power to you. I'm not that guy. So for those reasons, I got rid of it. All right, I guess say goodnight to my kids. 1 second. Let me see if I can get a handoff here. W1288.
Jet 738, close right and maintain, Heckman and maintain 9,000, the Philly altimeter still showing 2985.
Hang on, Grant. I'm going to answer your stuff in a second.
Jet 438.
Jet 438, would you?
Yeah, cross red and maintain 9er, cluster Heckman and maintain 9,000, the Philly altimeter showing 2987.
Oh, Grant, I bet you your problem is not something you're doing wrong. I bet you there's a waypoint.
JetBlue 1228, contact Boston 134.7.
We're to Boston Center. Thanks, JetBlue 1288. All right, hang on, guys.
DC Center, Delta 319
not what I wanted.
190.
There's probably, Grant, I had this issue once before. That's a waypoint. Do a different flight. Pick like an easy one. LaGuardia to Tampa, which is like barely any points in between, like just all airways. I bet you there's a waypoint in there that from SimBrief that's breaking. That happened to me before. This is the wrong frequency. Boston Center, good evening, Chip. Woo, woo, 1288, level 330.
JetBlue 1288, Boston Center, hello.
And can JetBlue 1288 have 3 minutes away from the cockpit?
Yes, sir, that's approved. Let me know when you're back, please.
We'll do 1288. You're back, guys.
American 704, connect Montreal Terminal 132.85.
123.85 Montreal Center, American Airlines 704. Thank you for the confirm. Have a nice day.
Yes, sir, it's actually 132.85.
Okay, 132.85 American Airlines 704. Thank you. Have a nice day.
All right, we back. Boston Center, JetBlue 1288's back.
JetBlue 1288, roger.
Sorry. Grant, you're very welcome. You said you appreciate your videos. Thank you. Hawks says, I loved GSX when I was younger. Now it's one more thing to load up and do. I always thought it sounded better than it was. That's my problem with it. There's some people who love it. I just, when I fly the sim, I just want to get off the ground. I don't want to be sitting there. KFC Extra Crispy, what's up, man? We're on VATSIM. VATSIM.
Boston Center.
Grant, again, I think I had this problem with one flight. Try a different flight. Do like even an even easier one. Do like 2 airports really close together in sim brief, like, you know, Orlando to Tampa.
Okay, 21 Boston
Something
Center,
really easy. And try that.
Contact over Albany. Descend at pilot's discretion to maintain flight level 240.
Descend 240, pilot's discretion, back at 1582.
Because I'm guessing there's something from sim brief coming over, and it's choking on it, and that's why it doesn't work. Good Fixin's got it off the ground. Very nice. Oh, sorry. Is it this one?
No, thank you.
Oh, it's the wrong one.
Fitness.
That's what I was looking for. Good Fixins. And yes, I'm not on KFC. I'm not on multiplayer. We're on the VATSIM. Orlando is great. Has the best approach controller ever. Indeed. When he's online. I mean, I've yet to find the guy, but theoretically, MCO is the greatest approach controller ever. Especially since Bryn left. Is that the guy that retired? In the process of retiring, yeah. It's a shame, really. He could have been the best. He's busy watching YouTube streams these days. What about when he's over in where was he? Dallas or no, Pensacola. Yeah, Grant, I think it's the flight plan. I've had that problem before. I'm saying just for funsies, just to test it out. Do a different flight. You pick like Orlando to Tampa, so there's no waypoints in the middle. It's just a sit and a star, you know? Very simple, and then make that happen. Victoria, is this Hallahan's new account? Update is cool, but this takes its toll on clarity. Oh, DLSS. Yes, it does. Yes. But Alpha 10, welcome. I am very happy with it. But you're right. You're talking about this bug here with the watch the heading. You're talking about that. It only happens when you change the numbers. Otherwise, the numbers are fine. I think they look good over here. But yes, I am very happy with the update. Was going to Nuggies tonight, but can't compete with that with the best. Oh, it's another Dommies thing.
JetBlue 1288, descend and maintain flight level 270.
Descend and maintain 270 for JetBlue 1288. I'm gonna let the speed come down first. Hey, we got something to do flight-wise for the first time in a while. Mr. Carlson, I have the GeForce 3060 and I don't have DLSS. Really? I have a 2080 and I have it. Are you looking in the right place?
20 Boston Center, hello.
Let's do want this one. Enter destination data. Roger that. Arrival. You can see that when the text updates, it does that little DLSS thing. And by the way, Mr. Carlson, did you update your NVIDIA drivers?
29, cross crank at a maintain 7,000. Stewart altimeter is 2981.
Perfect. Space. Altimeter 33.
Maintain 7,000.
American 1104, you can resume normal speed.
22.
Resume normal speed, American 1104.
Winds 240 at 5. And 200 radio. There we go.
JetBlue 1288, cross Jordan at a maintain 1000. The Providence altimeter is 2987.
Jordan at 1000, JetBlue 1288.
American 1582, descend via the J Fund to arrival. Runway 22 left. The Boston
So again,
altimeter
you'll
is
notice one
298
issue with the NVIDIA DLSS update. Watch the numbers when I turn this down. It gets all blurry and stuff. It's only when the numbers change. Again, not a big deal.
Sorry for keeping you waiting there.
That's with Sim Update 10. Another change that you're about to see now is with the VNAV, with the Phoenix, which also got updated. So now Phoenix has said they've made the VNAV better. That it's going to not, speed-wise, it will be more realistic. Yeah, Mr. Carlson, I would update your. There hasn't been like a video driver today, but I updated mine today just to be on the latest. I'm assuming that's your issue. I could be wrong on that. Frank, do you know your stream is only 720p because I... Hold on a second.
And squawking 4704, Blue Streak 5107.
Blue Streak 5107, read that correct, runway 15.
We'll expect 15, Blue Streak 5107.
401 here on the ground. Looking for IFR.
Sorry. Supervisor came in the office. You know your stream is 720p because I see you're using a strong streaming PC. Yeah, I've actually got to change that, Frank. And funny enough, I actually updated my my internet speeds today with my provider. So yes, next sim we'll have to change that. Savage says 710 broke my sim and I haven't tried it out since reinstalling. Correction, it deleted all your community stuff. I believe your sim is still working, but you have only default stuff, right? Which does, well, trust me, dude, I'm not, that sucks. But that'll be point of correction, Your Honor. Look at the METAR again. Is that even the right day and time? Oh, it's probably not, because I changed it here. Is the right day, real time. Is today the 22nd or the 21st? It's 21st. Rip. I don't know, whatever. It's definitely live. Let's reload it. Funny you even looked at that. I didn't even notice that. But I changed the time earlier because I wanted a different sunset. Today is the 21st. Where is the time? Where do you guys see that?
Quebec, I am up. What's up?
November 95 Quebec.
This is how little the METARs, METAR, my goodness. METARs that I read.
For 985 Quebec, clear to the Boston Airport as filed. On departure, maintain 9,000. Departure, frequency, squawk.
Are you guys saying that none of this is correct? A scale of what? Hold on. Providence. 29er. Oh, this is wrong. IRL, it's 29er87.
4705. 985 Quebec.
Uh-oh.
Number 985 Quebec. Actually, I just a different route for you. You go to the Boston Airport.
Anybody? Hawks?
Direct wounds. Whiskey, Oscar, November Sierra. And then direct.
We have live weather.
Number 985 Quebec is cleared the Boston Airport via wounds, then direct. 985 Quebec.
985 Quebec, thanks. All that readback was correct, and you can hold for release. Advise when you're ready for departure.
Where is Providence?
Ready for departure. 985 Quebec.
Delta 714, contact Boston approach 133.0.
23.0, Delta 714. Thank you.
Aren't the first two digits of the METAR the day and the month?
Good night. American 21, cross Viper out of maintain, flight level 190.
I have no idea.
Cross Viper 190, American 21.
And that was Cyper CYP.
Viper 190, American 21.
Is this more right? No. Okay. I mean, the correct date is up here. 21st September, 9/16. That's correct. Anybody have any ideas? This is the first time I've run into this particular problem. Grant, does the Phoenix descend on its own, like at top of drop? No. You have to initiate it. It does not. You need to initiate it on it, which, by the way, you just reminded me of something. Thank you, Grant. Forgot to do that. I have no idea why this is all wrong. Once I push the knob, do I have to change the altitude? Yes, you need to put it. So, like, as an example, I have it down to 11,000 because that's my descend that I got from the controller. But if you leave this at 330, which was our cruise, it would not do anything. You need to set it to the altitude that you want it to go down to, and then you either push it in to give it VNAV managed, or pull it out in order to, or push down basically, in order to do an open descent. In which case it just goes as fast as it can. It doesn't respect constraints or anything like that. This is interesting. So where's the? I'm sorry. Where? This is the date. Because I see here in the Sage posted 22. I'm used to the 737 hitting top of descent. I just set my ILS out to correct. Yeah, it doesn't work quite like that. I mean, it's actually easier, believe it or not, in my opinion. But you do need to initiate the descent on your own. Otherwise, it will just keep going indefinitely. It will not descend on its own unless you tell it, yes, descend now.
Frequency change advisory approved. 95 Quebec.
The altimeter is definitely wrong because it should be IRL. It should be 29087. So I'm not sure why. It's just, is this just a Microsoft thing? Assuming it's just a Microsoft thing. Yeah, Grant, what you want to do is you want to set the number you want to go down to, so whether that's 20,000 or 10,000 or 1,000, right? And then hit in. So it's like up. So you have the little dot next to it. And now it's in managed descent. And it will follow the constraints, which in this case is Jordan at 11,000 feet. So given that the METAR is wrong in the game, I mean, at the end of the day, I've got to follow what the game has, not what the real world has, because the game is what, these are the conditions I'm running into. Curious. Oh, sorry, the simulator. My apologies, Savage. What was I thinking?
Travel 1288, visual 23.
Expect visual 23 for 1288. I believe I have. Can I show you how to do... Wait, can you show how to do a change, a certain altitude for a certain waypoint? Yes, absolutely, Grant. So what you will do is you click to the right of it. So here's Jordan. Click on it. Now, this one already has one in here, so this is not helpful to you. Well, let's say at... I'm going to make up a number. I'm going to go to Mink, right? And if you wanted to be at Mink at 6,000 feet, you would type in 6,000. Put it in altitude constraint. And then hit this temporary insert. Now I'm not going to do that because I don't want to do that. You hit altitude in here, insert. I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to erase, and then you would hit this to insert it. We're just going to ignore that. Does that make sense, Grant? You have to click on the right of it of the
American
waypoint.
1582, contact Boston approach 133.0. Good night.
133.0. Have a good night, American 1582.
Delta 20, cross Cyper at a maintained flight level 190.
You meant in the FMC. Yeah, this is the FMC, isn't it? Oh, do you mean up here in the MCP? Like this?
985 Quebec, stand by for radar identification.
You hit the waypoint and type in altitude. No. I mean, yes and no. You find the waypoint you want, so Jordan, and then you click on the right of it. So not the left. You click on this one. This is not what you want. You want to click on the right of Jordan. And then under altitude constraint, you type in the number, and then hit the bottom right key. Over there. Yep, that's all you have to do.
Okay, thank you.
And then if you're in managed, it means the dot is next to the number here, then it will follow that. Or try to anyway.
November 985 Quebec, radar contact.
So now he's going to give me another instruction because I'm about to hit 11,000. And he's going to give me probably a vector and then a manual altitude to descend to. Excuse me. So then I'm going to have to take it off managed speed and just use vertical speed to get me down. Because I have to be down there arbitrarily. I'm not following a charted path.
Boston Center, Blue Streak 5107 is ready.
Let's see what happens here.
Blue Streak 5107, push your discretion, advise ready for taxi.
Cool. It's very easy, Grant. Once you get that, I think you'll find it pretty simple. Unfortunately, we picked an arrival, Grant, that has like there's barely any waypoints on the way. It's a very straight in. So there's not much to do. If we were flying to Boston or New York, there's a little bit more waypoints that you can work with. Ugh. This reminds me of X-Plane 11. There's like no ambient light. We do have new scenery that we're flying into that I'll turn when we get on the ground, I'll turn the light back, the sun back on so you can see it. But we have new scenery for Providence. Payware scenery. I got it from SimMark. It's on sale for the next couple days. See if I can pull it up real quick. Didn't realize it was a thing, and my good friend Nomad Aviator found it, and I was like, oh, it's from Fly Too High. Right now it's on sale for 12 euros, which is a very reasonable price, and it looks really nice. What about if they say to send via an arrival? Good question. All right. In that case, what you're going to do is you're going to look at the arrival chart. So you need like Navigraph if you paid for that, or you can use ChartFox, which is free, chartfox.org grant. And what you want to do is, number one, you want to make sure in your flight plan, in your FMC, you have, again, I can't demonstrate this for you because we're past that point. You want to make sure that the altitudes in the chart match up with the altitudes and speeds that you see in your FMC. If your stuff is up to date, it probably will. And then what you want to do, Grant, is look on the chart and find the lowest altitude on the arrival. So on the Roebuck 3, it's probably 5,000 or 6,000 feet, depending on which transition you're doing. On the Cameron 4 into JFK, it's 11,000. So basically, you put in the lowest number that's on the chart, and then hit that altitude. Why don't you get vertical sim PVD? It's not available for Microsoft Flight Simulator. It was only available for X-Plane, I believe.
JetBlue 1088, 1288, rather, descend and maintain 10,000.
Down to 10,000, 10,000 feet, 1288. So he gave me that. I'm going to be pretty aggressive with that. We'll go at least 1,000. We did the wrong one there. So, 1,000. I'll actually go. I said I was going to be aggressive, so we're going to go to like 15. You have Navigraph. Good. If you have the updated AirAx on your planes, Grant, then this will be like most of the arrivals are already in there, and you're good to go. So all you have to do is just basically double check it as a being a reliable pilot, and then.
1288, depart Mink heading 030.
Depart Mink 030, 1288. Note for that.
Delta 319, are you on this frequency?
You'll. Hey, what was my, I don't even know what point I was. Oh, no, I forgot my point I was going to make. Sorry.
Delta 319, Roger.
Yeah, you'll just verify the stuff is in there, but then you'll go down to the lowest one, and you're good to go.
So is the rest of Boston. So your radar service terminated. And
why does Boston airspace always have a suicide pact, where one controller gets off and they all get off?
40, departure 21, cross base out of maintain 8,000.
It's like it's always this airspace they have a suicide pact. Usually what happens, all right, the center controller's gone. All right, the approach controller will stay on because they're different people.
Record 2968. Are you on this frequency? JetBlue 1288, instead of maintain 5,000.
Out of 5,000, 1288. Suicide is badass. They saw you coming. I'm only talking to Josh here. There's nobody on for Providence, right? Because we know Rue, the one man who could have helped us, who could have been on ground in my time of need, is snapping on the couch right now. Grant, you should never apologize for asking questions. I had the same questions you did at one point, and I hope somebody would have helped me out. So, used to fly fly-by-wire and have to relearn the Phoenix. Too much flying with 737, forgot everything. It's all good. Direct Pro V.
Are you on this frequency?
There you go. We love Evan. Anytime, Grant.
In Boston Center, Blue Streak 5107, I assume...
the Boston ground guy is almost as bad as the Orlando approach guy. Hard to imagine. That Orlando approach guy was just really incompetent.
Blue Streak 5107, second. I was just asking if you wanted me to head
Almost.
over to advisor as well.
Now I got you.
Solution 5107 affirmative. I'll be closing shortly.
I don't have.
Departure
I
will
don't
be
see him
at
on.
your
I'm not
risk.
close enough to see
Frequency
Boston.
change
I see
approved.
approach, but not ground.
All right, frequency change.
All right, now I got to
Thank you
check
very
who it
much.
is.
Solution 5107.
Providence. There's no ground guy. The Boston ground. There's nobody on Boston ground, so I don't know where this joke is going. All right, so my next instruction is Mink to park that at 030 heading. And we're about to do that. Second now. So 030. And let's see here. Where are we on the arrival? Okay, so he's going to send me. It's an interesting heading. 030. He's going to send me on the downwind first. I'm not going to slow down, is what I'm trying to figure out where we were. Because if we were going straight in, then I would have slowed down at 210 knots. But since we're going to go on the downwind still and then turn base, I'm not going to bother slowing down until we get to like the closer to the base turn. I don't want this arrival to take 3 hours to get there. I could slow down now, but there's no point. We're at a good altitude. I'm already at 5,000 feet.
JetBlue.
How do you delete discontinuities? You want to use the clear button, but Grant, remember, sometimes you don't want to delete discontinuity. So as an example, in your flight plan, when the end of the star, so I have Mink is the end of my star, and then CFCDV is the start of the arrival, you actually want to leave that in there if you're on VATSIM. The reason being is for a situation like this, you don't want the, sometimes you're supposed to go in a direction. The chart will tell you if you were to get to the end of it. So the answer to your question is you just hit clear, and then you click on the discontinuity of where any side. I use the left side. But just warning, sometimes you don't want to do that.
American 197, cross Calverton at a maintain 12000, 250 knots, Kennedy altimeter 2985.
Calverton at 12000, 250 knots, 2985, American 197.
The airport is over here now. So I believe that is Providence. Not much to look at right now. Did I turn the lights on? I did not. That's on Noah.
1288, I'll be closing radar service terminated, frequency change approved.
Over to Unicom. Thanks for the HC. Appreciate it. Woo! 1288.
American 197, radar service terminated, frequency change approved.
Unreal.
Good night.
Couldn't I thought it was just stay on for me, to be perfectly honest with you guys. At least get me the base turn here. Alright, on my own. Listen, all went downhill after Hawks left me for his, what's it called? Hot Pockets. It's all good. We're on our own. I mean, this is a really easy one to do. I think he was thinking about staying on, but I think he's just, what time is it now? 9:30. Yeah, he's like, that's it. We're done. All good. Better to have some ATC than anything. Exactly, Grant, so they can vector you. Well, not only that, it's also the instruction. So a good example of this is if you look at the Roebuck 3 into Boston. Whenever you reach the end of the star, it has specific instructions on where to go. And when the Phoenix, it'll actually draw that line. Usually there is like manual. It actually does it for you of what you're supposed to do. But you want to leave discontinuities. The exception almost always is on a SID. And a lot of times, sometimes the Phoenix will accidentally not connect the SID to your flight plan on departure. But you can kind of figure that one out on your own. Anybody got on ground for you? Absolutely. I mean, You don't want me just, you know, mucking up the whole place. And if you can get a CP on Savage, that'd be great. Guy doesn't do anything around here anymore. He used to be reliable, and now he's just, you know... Shh. Am I right, chat? Providence traffic, good evening. JetBlue 1288 on the downwind for runway 23, 5,000 feet. Providence. I just realized I have to descend. All right, so we're going to start bringing the speed down. 210 is always a good speed to, in my opinion, that I'm not a real pilot. For your initial descent.
30 miles south. Wind 7,500.
I like to be at 210 for my approach, like my initial approach. 190 when I begin my final approach. 170 when you're like, you know, you're on the ILS at this point and you're like maybe like 10 miles out kind of thing. And then whenever you feel comfortable going to final. CP, what am I, chopped liver? Oh, I wanted somebody to tell me to get down in the middle in the meantime. I want basically, Savage, I want full ATC is what I'm trying to ask for. You know? Let's get CP on approach. Let's get, well, I'll take Evan on tower. I'll take Evan on anywhere. But, you know, you get a tower controller on, you on ground, Evan on clearance delivery. Seems like a winner right there. Flaps 1. Believe that is downtown Providence we're looking at. Now what I'm going to do, because I'm way past Mink and I'm obviously not doing any of these things, now I will get rid of all these things here. Clear. Clear. There you go. All right, so we have to be at this altitude at 2,200. Frank, I see you spent 20 for scam factor upgrade fee. I did indeed. At the time,
2,500.
Seemed like a good idea. All right, let's go turn base. Providence traffic, JetBlue 1288, turning base for runway 23, 2,700 feet, Providence. This is annoying. See how fuzzy that is? I'm actually going to cheat here and just go direct to CFTV. That should draw the line for me. Ain't nobody got time to do this myself. It's not what I wanted. Arm the approach mode. You gave me the visual, but you know, whatever. Not as bad as the virtual call Embraer, to say the least. Is the blurry DLS setup? Correct, Warren. Yes, it is a product of the DLSS. So it's not the end of the world. Like I said this earlier, I don't think it's a... I'm going to go down and bring my speed down. I don't think it's a problem. I don't characterize it as an annoyance. Just like a... Oh, yeah. It's there. Does that make sense? Am I in 1440p? I'm not in 4K. I know that for sure. Landing signs are not on? Wow, that didn't happen. Flaps 2. Oh, is that right, Warren? Interesting. Correct. That I'm streaming 1080. Yeah, that's true. 720 is good enough for all you guys. I'm just saying. You can't tell the difference when YouTube is highly compressing it. I drink when I fly, so it doesn't bother me. This explains a few things. We're on localizer. Providence traffic JetBlue 1288 on final approach for runway 23, Providence. All right, did this ever fix itself? I'm going to go with no. No, it did not. You're down? Bring the sounds up for you guys. Perf 132. Ops 3. I think with Sim Update 10, I will relook at my my resolution and a couple things. I think it's time now to really, you know, consider that as an option. Rue, that's a point taken. I know usually you're just trolling me, but I think you're actually onto something there. I think there is some truth to that. No Savage, huh? Does you guys are we there yet? Does anybody does anyone stream? Does anyone not stream? Does anyone fly? Is their Microsoft Flight Simulator on 4K? What do you guys use for your resolution? I'm just curious. Like, what's the overall thought on this? Like, what does everybody usually use? 2K. Flaps. Providence traffic. Yep. Woo! 1288 short final 23 Providence. Woo! For JCT. No predict bot here. I don't have the go around altitude, so my wife says there is no go around. It's land or die. 3,500. 2,500. You do MFS at 4K? 4K. Dang. Probably should do 4K. I'll definitely move up to 2K. I think if Savage can do that. Shoot, if Savage can do it. That's my excuse. Am I right, chat? Anyways, in sight. Ian, when I try to update the Phoenix, it's saying isn't commonly. Oh yeah, don't worry about that. That's just Windows being stupid. Don't worry. Like every add-on in Microsoft Flight Simulator, Ian does that. Just say whatever, run anyway. You're fine. Like I think. Speed. Oh, I mean speed. I think every single update, every product Microsoft Flight Simulator does that. Noah, come on, man. What are you doing? Oh, which reminds me, Noah. Gotta do it the real way the pilots do it. Speed. All right, Noah. I don't trust this thing. Speed. Use 4K all high, low for cockpit. I have all high and some ultras there, Grant, but I don't have it at the base resolution. Oh god. I don't like this. No! Come back! Come back! No! Come back! Oh, we're good. We're okay. We're okay. Everything's fine. Everything's okay. Oh no! Noah! Plane is mine. Speed. We're landing. Oh god. This is a go around 100. My wife will kill me if I go around. I really can't go around. I'm sorry, guys. You're 100% right. This is a go around. My wife will absolutely kill me if I go around because it's for 15 minutes. 15 minutes ago. gotta land. But you guys are 100
above. Minimum.
Landing.
Forty, 30, 20, retard.
I got a late call out there. So I don't know what that stutter was. That was really strange. I don't think we're gonna make this turn off. No. I mean, I could have made it. Whew. If you come in at 1,000 feet per minute, it'll always seem late. True. I don't know what happened there. That was really, really bizarre. You were slowing down so fast, your speed tape was unreadable. I gotta look at the replay on that one. That was so close, you almost savaged it. Oh, man. Like I said, I really would have gone around. Like, that wasn't even a question, but I just don't have the time for it. Providence traffic, JetBlue, Airbus clear, runway 23, Providence. All right, let me clean up some stuff here when we start slowly taxiing.
Inbox traffic, Cessna November 985 Quebec, just flying Kilo pop-up District Delta Providence, 900,000.
I think this is my turn up here. Yes, this is a shortcut up here. Whoop. So this is the payware scenery for Providence. It is on sale on Sim Market if anyone's interested. I don't... Why no managed speed? What? What? What do you mean, Savage? I'm not sure I understand your question. Auto throttle was on the whole way. Oh, do you mean, I'm sorry, do you mean, Savage, why didn't I leave the speed in? Like, why? Oh, I don't trust this thing for speed. I'll let it do the auto throttle, but I'm going to manage the speed, darn it. A lot of people got killed here midway. Rip. Oh, you know what the best part about the scenery is? No Patriots airplane on the over here in the parking area. I'm not saying that's Victor. I want Tango. Thank God. Always trust the managed speed in the Airbus. So you guys, when you legit, no trolling here. When you land on final approach, 5 mile final, you have the speed in, and you just let the plane manage the speed the entire way. I don't trust that. I can't live on the edge. You guys are crazy. It's changing based on the winds. You trust it? That's why you type in the arrival information? I thought that was just to give pilots something to do and feel special, because they're mostly just pushing buttons and eating Cool Ranch Doritos up in the air. Trust it more than a Boeing. I trust it on a lot of things. I'm just saying. I'll be honest with you. Maybe this is just my. I don't know. This isn't a Boeing. What gate are we going to? More importantly, 12. I think it's always at 12, which is towards the end, right? 12 is ish. So the only thing that concerns me was the update. Oh, sorry, Captain Rona T. As real as it gets, I was once a plane and I was once on a plane and did that. Probably the Matrix stutter. Yeah, that stutter was weird. I really don't know what happened. I don't know if it's the scenery or if it is the Sim Update 10 or I don't know. Windows sided update something. There's 11. All right, 12 is this one here. So we'll take this one. Don't want to blindly ramp agents that aren't actually here. There's no marshaller. Hey, JetBlue, we found the right gate. And parking brake on. Oh, we never turned on the APU. Rip. All right, it's gonna be a minute while I turn off the lights, but the APU is gonna take a minute to turn off here, guys. Landing rate was 368. Not bad considering the slammer that I brought it in on. I will say the call-outs were very late. I only got the 40. Beacon off. We're at the gate, dude. We gotta shut this thing down. All right. We got a little kitty cat waiting for us. Now I can finally see it unlike some other people. Right, Tubes? Night Tubes, thanks for joining us. Thanks for staying the entire time, unlike somebody. Beacon off after engine's off. All right, Sheed.
Business.
Poor ramp agent just got mulched. There's no ramp agents here. And none of them came. Poor me. I had to park my own darn plane. Does the weather work? Do you mean the weather radar jig? It does not yet. All right, APU is on. It's coming off. Keyboard. With the landing rates, don't forget, Captain Rona, sorry. Hello? Can I get a gate here? With the landing rates are always never like 100% right. Doors. Oh, toggle jetway. That's what I'm looking for. The jetways don't work on the scenery? That seems strange. Okay. I'll have to double check that later. Yours was better. Wait, are you talking to me or are you talking to Good Fixins? When is the Fenix update coming out? It's out already, Rona. It came out this earlier this evening, maybe 2-3 hours ago now. All right, we'll disconnect from the network here. Real quick, I want to show you guys the scenery. Jetways don't work, I guess. I don't know what's up with that. I want... Right? So this is the Providence scenery. Obviously, you've got the terminal here. And how do I go down? Down. I believe... Too much R. Yeah, there's stuff in here. There's these guys here. They look like they're from Star Trek. And they're off duty. And this is 10 forward. Just don't show us outside the airport grounds. No one needs to see Providence. Oh, boy. There's photos. Are there really photos of Norwegian Airlines in Providence? I like that only a few of them moved. Yeah, probably saves on frames, too. You've got the gate. It's pretty cool. Terminals, I mean. And then the actual terminal. I've been in this airport a couple times. IRL. Nothing in there. Here you go. You got Simply More. Providence Green Airport. Delta, Southwest, Norwegian. Never heard of Asprey Airlines. It's where I get Chipotle and Chick-fil-A. Wow, look at that. Welcome to Rhode Island. Yeah, the baggage claim is over here. Although that's not modeled. It would be over here somewhere. But. And here's the arrival area. It's pretty good scenery. This is the rental car place. I know that. The rental car place is all the way over here. You got to walk 1,000,000 miles. Are there any anti-Tom Brady posters? That's the real important thing. Where's the Belichick Express? Thank God it's not here. It is not here. The best thing about this. Cancun looks better. Well, Cancun is always going to look better than Providence, Rhode Island. I mean, it's Cancun. Wait, what's this? Something in Best Western? Not sure. All right, pretty good. No aircraft. Nope. There's no Patriots airplanes here. Well, that's going to do it for us today. I think overall, Sim Update 10 is a win. The only thing that concerned me was that landing. I don't know what the stutter on final approach. I don't know what that was all about. I'm assuming could be the scenery, could be. I'm not willing to say that it's hard too soon to draw any conclusions from that, other than just being an anomaly. But Phoenix update looks good. Sounds even better. So Hawks, you missed it. Oh, look at this. This is cute. Well, we needed a tile here. Okay. LaGuardia's the biggest ripoff of all the paid airports. That one, the feel there one, I own that one. It's aight. This is where Noah goes. Or let's talk about a different one. Then I can't comment on it. Yeah, we almost died, Hawks. It was the sim stuttered. If you scroll back to the final approach right before the runway, the sim like paused for a while, and then the winds changed and shenanigans ensued. Before your stream ends, look at the K-Boss in the marketplace. All right, we'll do that real quick. Main menu. Main menu. It blows Fly Tampa away. It's that good, huh? Let me first delete Fly Tampa and then send an angry email to Fly Tampa saying with profanity I'll never use them again, and then I'll go purchase the new one. Yeah, it was strange, Hawks. We had I thought the game was gonna crash, but this is new scenery. Like this is the first time I've ever been to Providence in this scenery, so I'm assuming that was the problem. This one? Oh, God. Ugh. Why? This isn't it. Why is this even here? This is terrible. I get that it's cheaper, but ew. This is like X-Plane 10. Are you happy to see me, or is that you're just a controller? You can't scroll on this, huh? This is absolutely dog. This should be free. Yes, if it was free, I'd say, well, somebody spent some time on it. Good for them. If you buy this, I hate to say it this way, but you're an idiot. Because the only excuse could have been that this came out before Fly Tampa. Get yourself Fly Tampa. Do yourself a favor. It probably is worse than default. Yeah, because it costs money. Yeah, I agree on that one. On that note, we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for joining me here. Appreciate it. Thank you for being part of the fun. Friday, I think I'll be home on Friday. Don't worry, Savage. I'm not leaving for Mexico until Sunday, so there's a good chance of a Friday FNO stream. Until then, thank you guys for joining us. I really appreciate it. Big shout out to I don't know how. Oh yes, I can see this here. Okay, it's not going to show it to me. Never mind. Well, big shout out to Hallahan for, I believe you gave me a super chat earlier, and then also Seat Back Pocket. Thank you guys for the super chats, and we had a new member join, and I apologize, new member. It won't show me who you are anymore, and I'm sorry about that. That's bad on me. My bad. So, anyway, have a good rest of your week, everybody. And hopefully we'll have a new video. I'm hopeful I'll have that new video out tomorrow talking more in depth about Sim Update 10. But this is a good run through. So, see you guys. Bye.